Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Stock Markets with Bruce. Good morning, one and all. It's June the 22nd, 2021, and it's been a busy morning here already. Lots going on. Interesting things coming to the surface here in the last few hours. We are into what could be a very busy day today, and a most interesting few days ahead. On GameStop, the big news this morning broke a couple of hours ago. The company officially announced in a press release that they have sold 5 million shares. We've been asking and wondering about this exact topic now for what 2 weeks, ever since the annual meeting. When will the 5 million shares be sold? At what price will they be sold at? How much money will they raise? Well, we finally have the answer. They've raised $1.12 billion after expenses and commissions. It sounds like $224 a share was the price for the stock. That's what the price it had to be sold at on average to net out this 1.12 net billion dollars. Add that to the money they have on hand, which is almost 800 million. You got a company with 1.8, 1.9 billion in cash and no debt against it. Very strong financial position. This is probably, I would say, in the history of GameStop's existence, this would be the strongest position they've ever had as a company financially. They've never had this much money in the bank before that I can ever recall. And they are quickly turning that business of theirs around dramatically as they are converting it into an e-commerce entity. And we are going to I think we're going to be witnessing a lot of activity here. To kind of speaking of activity, I mean, we have a brand new CEO who just took over yesterday, Mr. Gerlach. He took over yesterday, Matt, and the first thing that Matt Furlong did was Matt Furlong was installed as a director of the company. George Sherman is no longer a director. And the second day on the job, out comes a press release with this cash. So you know that Mr. Cohen and the board, they have been busy working and behind the scenes getting things set up here so that when the new CEO comes in, there is instant momentum here with regard to what is going to happen with this company and its shares, hopefully. The shares yesterday had a so-so day. They lost $13.45 to close at $200.37. But I have a feeling that everyone, the top guys at GameStop knew that this is temporary, because wait till tomorrow when we drop the bomb here, and boom, 5 million shares sold at $224 a share average is now public knowledge. And the stock's at $217.60 right now. It's even $7 below that price. I find this kind of oddly interesting in that when AMC announced that they were raising money by the selling of stock, I think they sold 8.5 million shares at 54, and then they sold 11.5 million more at, I don't know, 57 or something like that. Their shares popped. Their shares popped beyond that. Now, keep in mind, AMC had been $11 and $12 a share 2 weeks earlier. The shares took a run with the short squeeze and everything else, got into the 40, 50, 60 range. Then they did these two subsequent stock sales in like 2 weeks. Stock popped to $76. So from 12 to 76 in the span of 3 weeks, if that, for AMC. GameStop hasn't gone anywhere. It was $160 a share a month ago. They ran to the 330 range when all that activity on AMC was happening and the annual meeting was coming up for GameStop. Then the shares backed off, and they were in this 230 to 2030 range roughly lately. And then yesterday had this drop, and they dropped below 200. They were as low as 197. And all of a sudden, here we go, boom, here's 1.12 billion in fresh cash. You got a 1.8, 1.9 billion cash holder. The stock's sitting at 216 a share. Remember this right now. You add 5 million shares outstanding to what's already out there, and you now have 76 million shares in existence. All right, 76 million shares, 1.9 billion in cash, and 76 million shares. I'm coming up with about $18 a share, $19 a share in cash on hand right now. Every share that's out there, there's $18 in cash in the bank account of this company with no debt against it. Remember that. No debt. So these guys are 1.9 billion to the good, plus all their assets that they're running and their cash flows and everything else. There are analysts out there who are calling this a $9 stock, a $12 stock, a $19 stock. Some are as generous as $29 a share, and very few above that. And this company is now sitting on $18 a share in cash. And in my opinion, they could at any time raise another billion just like that, anytime they wanted to. I really believe that if they wanted to issue another 5 million shares in the next month or so, they could do it, and they'd raise another billion to be at about 3 billion in cash. Of course, at that point, they'd have over 80 million out, but they'd be approaching the high 30s on a per share basis. So this company is getting more valuable every time they issue stock up here. They raise the value for their shareholders. This stock at 216 is too low. That is the point I'm trying to make here, getting around to it. This stock is way too low now, based on the fact that they've just raised a bunch of cash at 224. And we know, and we're aware of here on this channel, we are very aware that this company is really busy behind the scenes right now, changing their entire business plan. I kind of wonder what else is going on. Have they been in discussions already with maybe a private company or two, a public company or two, to acquire assets, to acquire companies? Are they going to, quote, buy earnings? Are they going to buy sales? In what? I don't know. Are they going to acquire any kind of an e-commerce company that's already existing? Are they going to go after another product line? Are they going to? There's no end to this. There's a zillion possibilities here, and I'm excited. I'm excited about what these guys are up to in the corporate suite. Certainly, the changes that have happened to GameStop since January in the corporate suite has been light speed fast changes, a complete turnout of management, a whole new group of people in here. And you've got the top man, Mr. Cohen, who's the company's largest single shareholder, in charge. This is like a Steve Jobs scenario. This is like a this is like a Zuckerberg at Facebook. Your number one owner of stock is running the company at the chairmanship level. This is what GameStop is. GameStop is not a collection of management handling a whole bunch of mutual funds investments, and running a company for a bunch of mutual funds. There is literally an owner. There's literally a leader of this company who will not be easily kicked out. This is really good stuff. This is what you want in a meme stock, because you want to have an absolute leader in charge of this deal. And this is a young individual, a successful individual. This individual has got a lot of capital that he personally can put into this company if he ever wanted to, but he seems to have a knack to attract a bunch of capital from the outside. And I kind of wonder if there is more coming. Moose's Valley has become a member of this channel. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here. I'm wondering if it is possible in the next month or 2 or 3, with the coordination of the new CEO, that these two guys are, commiserating here, and they are targeting entities that they want to buy, and it just to diversify this company and raise its cash flow even faster and raise its earnings faster. Because this company is changing direction. Remember, it's going away from a brick and mortar company. It's backing out of the brick and mortar world. Good riddance to that. It is going elsewhere. And I wonder if they've already targeted certain entities that they want to bring in that are going to add dramatic cash flow to this company and will make it such that analysts on the outside will look at this company and go, we can value this thing at 8 times sales or 10 times sales or 50 times earnings or whatever the ratios have to be. In other words, higher ratios than what the retail ratio can be. Brick and mortar companies have a low ratio with respect to their share prices. And could this justify GameStop? One, raise additional cash. Cash could be raised easily, I think, by just issuing bonds. They could probably issue bonds on a very low interest rate against assets they're buying. So if they acquire a public company worth $2 billion and they use $1 billion in cash that they borrow at like 1.5% and $1 billion in stock that they issue from the treasury, they bring the thing in and it adds $10 billion in value to the company, because as a public asset, this private asset is worth 5 times as much than as a private asset. That's what I'm getting at here. The cash flows of this company inside a public company make it much more valuable. Taking GameStop from maybe $14 billion market cap today to $25 billion market cap. Even if you have 80 million shares outstanding with a $25 billion market cap, you're at $350 to $400 a share. You are moving this value higher dramatically. You take 2 or 3 deals like this in the next year that are being brought into this thing, you could have 90 million shares outstanding, but you could have a $600 billion or $60 billion market cap. That's a $700 stock. I'm really wondering why this isn't the plan. I'm be surprised if that isn't the plan. Yes, they are building out the e-commerce division. Yes, they might take on other e-commerce entities. Yes, they could get into other areas of business. It's limitless. Would they and could they, might they come up with some kind of a dividend program that we have talked about before? Could they come up with a dividend program to issue GameStop coin as an absolute cash dividend to investors that allows the owners of these coins to literally sell them in the open market, because there's a market for this kind of stuff, or they can utilize the coin as to buy merchandise on the GameStop website. If this were to happen and the coins are not easy to acquire, quote unquote, for the outside world, that would mean anyone who short this stock or artificially short this stock would be in big, big trouble. They would have themselves a massive multi-billion-dollar headache that they're going to have to try to resolve. And that brings me to my next little ditty today. And I wanted to bring this up now as well. Thank you for joining me, by the way, those of you here. DM, thanks for becoming a member of this channel. I did an alert this morning, just so you know, those of you who are not members of this channel, I did an alert about the financing. As soon as I found out about it, that went out to all members first thing this morning. If you're a member of this channel, any announcements on companies like this and all the SPACs that I follow and everything else, I will do special alerts in off hours. You never know when you're going to get an alert from me. For members only through the YouTube membership system. So if you become a member of this channel, you are automatically going to get alerts that you might really want to know about, especially pre-market or post-market on some of these developments. And I did release the information about GameStop. There'll be more coming. So again, thank you for those of you who are becoming members of the channel, and I welcome you, and you're joining one hell of a great family of viewers here. Other news or other developments going on. There's an article that just came out this morning talking about the failure to deliver stock certificates for GameStop all through January, February, early part of this year. There's been a very detailed due diligence amount of work being done by a number of very dedicated followers of GameStop, and a report has just come out this morning to kind of reveal it and kind of get into it. And it is incredible what is being uncovered. And the gist of it, to kind of make it in plain English, because that's what I try and do here, is explain to you the markets in plain English, so even I can understand it. In January of this year, early this year, December, January, February, we all saw what happened to GameStop shares. We were all aware of the fact that there were 70 million shares shorted against the stock, against the company shares, and only 70 million in existence. We all know that story if we've been following GameStop. We know that there were only 45 to 50 million shares theoretically free trading, but the reality was the free trading stock of GameStop could have been between 24 and 28 million shares, and that's about it. And that might even be the case right now as we're sitting here. So the number of free trading shares that were out there were very slight compared to this massive short position. But all of us were wondering in February and March, when all of the shenanigans were taking place, where every one of you out there as retail investors, you all noticed, and some of you were directly affected with interference with regards to the ability of you to buy and sell your shares in GameStop for about a week to 10 days, when outfits like Robinhood and other online platform trading providers restricted retail investors from being able to buy stock in GameStop. And it was brought down to something like 1 share a day, and then it was 2 shares a day, 3 shares a day, an absolute outrage. How it isn't illegal, I don't know. How there haven't been any charges by the SEC, no idea. Any kind of a formal investigation being done by the SEC is a mystery to all of us. This has been one of the greatest shams and scams in the stock market's history. I personally watched and witnessed my own viewers and all the players of GameStop being ripped off to the tune of maybe $100 billion. Just my personal opinion. The shares could have gone from the 300-400 range to the 800 range within that next week without anything to stop it, and it was stopped. It was stopped by manipulation by hedge funds, brokerage firms, and possibly with the assistance or of the ignorance or of the, let's say, complete, how do I say it, incompetence of the SEC and others. They just look the other way because it's kind of like going to a prison and saying to the, you come to the prison door and knock on the door and say, we think there's a problem inside your prison. And the guard with the rifle says, there's no problem here, and slams a door in your face. You then get past that guy and get to the warden's office, and the warden says, there's no problems here. Everything's fine. And you get slammed and escorted out of the property. There is no way to investigate what's really going on in there with an independent body. There is no such thing as an independent body. B. Castle, thank you for becoming a member. I'd love to have you here. There's no way to investigate these transactions from the outside. The only way these can be investigated is through the SEC itself. That's the inside. The problem is, and the reality is, that the entire GameStop thing happened in December and January into February. And that happened to coincide with, guess what? The changeover of administrations, which means you have the changeover of senior people at various departments of the United States federal government from one administration to another. And you have to have your hearings for your new chairman of the SEC by the Senate. And so you have this lull and this period where no one is watching the chicken coop. And look at when GameStop did what it did. The timing is just unbelievably coincidental. Another thing that happened that was seems to be coming out, and I'm desperately trying to absorb this information. I was reading this article minutes before I came on the air. It looks very, very interesting that the number of put contracts that were outstanding on GameStop, in other words, people betting on the stock to go down in price, the number of put contracts that were created and written and existed and were trading was at an unbelievably astronomically high number, just as the number of shares that were declared short, the 70 million, went down to the 20 million level. It went from 70 to 20 million, and the put contracts went way up like this. And what we had here, I believe, along with a lot of call contracts being written, is the old switcheroo. And what ended up happening was, instead of being short stock where speculators were betting against GameStop by holding stock positions short, they switched out and did it through options. And that is what we're calling out here, this artificial or counterfeit short situation. There are hedge funds out there like Melvin Capital who were short who had written, I should say, or were long put contracts. They had put millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars into put contracts, betting against GameStop shares. And when the shares went up in value, the puts went down to zero, and they lost it all. They lost hundreds of millions, if not more. There are investors all over the world who have just been taken to the cleaners with AMC with GameStop shares. Excuse me. On the other hand, however, there were hedge funds on the other side of these trades because you need two to tango, baby. You can't do it by yourself. There were market makers tangoing, and there were other hedge funds tangoing, and the SEC looked the other way because all of these transactions that I'm telling you about, many of these were on derivative trades off the market. In other words, the trades didn't happen on the stock exchange where we could see the volumes in and out and who was doing what. Yes, we saw hundreds of millions of shares of GameStop trade January and February and March. Yes, of course. But we didn't see the billions of shares trading on GameStop because that's really what was going on. Billions of shares were trading hands on GameStop off the market. And there were winners and there were losers. And we heard this morning that another piece of news that came out just a little while ago, an outfit called White Square Capital, based in London, England, in the UK, has closed their doors. Who are these guys? They're just a hedge fund, just another little old hedge fund. They're not a big outfit. They had about $440 million under administration last year sometime. They were betting against GameStop, heavily betting against GameStop, and lost. And the story goes that they've done trades since they lost money and they got a bunch of it back through other trades. But two of their major investors into this hedge fund backed out and pulled their money out because once a year you can do that. And they notified these guys, we want out. We're not interested in trading with you guys anymore. And this hedge fund decided just to shut its doors and wind up its operations. So this is a fund that doesn't exist anymore. These investors have gone elsewhere. To other pastures. GameStop has created a whole bunch of casualties, and you can bet that AMC has just created another whole bunch of casualties in the last month as well, because both of these stocks have had a dramatic impact on the bottom line of hedge funds and other entities. But the reality of it all, when it all comes down to the bottom line, you want to know why you couldn't buy and sell stock back in January, February? You were restricted to zero shares. Even if you had cash in your account, you couldn't buy GameStop stock when it dipped the first time and so on. The reason for all of that is only known to a handful of players, and that is Citadel, a serious number of hedge funds, and the only outfit that can actually determine just what the heck happened and find out if any criminal charges are liable or any investigation is necessary, any fines are to be levied, is the SEC. And have they done anything about it at this point? Not that we know of. We only know that about 2 weeks ago, when the GameStop people announced their year-end financials and they had their annual meeting, and then they released their first quarter financials, they added a little sentence in their press release saying that they were fully willing to cooperate and were cooperating with the SEC for any documentation regarding anything to do with the trading of their stock. That's the only time we have seen any kind of SEC anything investigating of any kind of trading on GameStop shares. They're investigating the company, which is absolute bunk. They're not investigating Robinhood. They don't seem to be. They could be behind the scenes, and I'll give them slack on that. They could well be investigating all the players, but publicly speaking, there's only one entity that's been announced that's being investigated for all the trading on GameStop, and that's the company GameStop itself. Absolute crap, and I have no idea what is going on elsewhere. The only way we seem to be finding out any kind of information about what happened in January, February, and since is through independent journalistic and bloggers and other individuals and groups who are doing the due diligence to dig up this information, and they're putting it all together through clues, because there are actual reports that are available through the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the options market, through the New York Stock Exchange, all trading there, through clearing figures, the DTCC figures, all these agencies that you can dig into and you can kind of put it together. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You get all these puzzle pieces that are just scrambled on the table, and there's the GameStop nightmare. We don't know what's upside up, upside down, sideways. No idea. And so now it's being pieced together. And here we are in June the 22nd, 2021. And it is independent journalists and others who are digging up the dirt and the truth on what was going on with GameStop and your exposure to the stock and how you were restricted from being able to conduct business in your account for not only GameStop, but other shares as well that were also manipulated and held up. And all kinds of crap was going on off the market with derivatives between hedge funds and other players that the street was not aware of and not party to and would not have to be notified about. We're talking about a situation where if you or I tried to buy 5% of GameStop on the open market, which would be about 3.5 million shares, 3.8 million shares, we tried to buy 3.8 million shares, we would have to report ourselves to the SEC and reveal our hand with respect to this investment. Anything over that. On the derivative market, on the over-the-counter, off-market transaction going on, we're talking about 10 to 20 times the number of shares in existence were trading hands between gamblers and speculators with no reporting required whatsoever. In other words, the company was being wagered over and over again between parties around the world 24/7 off the market, and the SEC didn't want to know about it. They got blinders on and they go, we don't need to see that. And this to me is criminal. It's completely criminal because it completely cooks the books and completely cooks the stock, in that so many billions of dollars are trading hands over there that could move this market $100 a share in an hour. And did we happen to notice a few times between January, February, March, and April that the shares did fluctuate $100 in a day or two? Yes, we did. And we noticed from $346 to $171 in 25 minutes with 5 trading halts, a complete collapse of the market on the New York Stock Exchange for the world to see and witness. Was there any investigation announced by any entity anywhere? Not a thing. Not even the New York Stock Exchange, which is supposedly the bastion of the classiest market, the toughest market to get onto, the most diligent market when it comes to rules and regulations. They did butt kiss. They did absolutely nothing. They're asleep at the switch, or they're in on it. They're complicit. They're allowing these entities to play these games. And that is really the worst of it. That's the scariest part of it, is that the SEC, the New York Stock Exchange, the DTCC, the Citadel people, all the hedge funds, brokerage firms, everyone is in on the scam of, we allow stocks to trade any way they want to trade in any way they want without reporting to anybody on the off the market. And occasionally we let it spill into the public markets and let the world see what's going on, and screw the retail investor, screw the corporation, and screw the openness of what's really going on. And Congress, yeah, they call a session, and you've got these Congress people who every 2 years have to run for re-election, and they have no clue how the stock market works. These are not stockbrokers. They have no idea what derivatives are. They have no idea how investment bankers work. And they have these so-called committees, these financial committees, to investigate the trading of GameStop and what have you. They're totally clueless as to who to talk to about what. They are utterly incompetent to cover the story and to make any recommendation or changes or protections to investors. There is none. It's a closed shop. And the bottom line is, the entire entity, the entire market, the entire clearing of the market, the organization and the handling of it is in effect regulated by the kids who run it. And it is the wolf guarding the hen house. And the wolf was going, you don't need to come in here. Everything's fine. Those hens, they squawk like that all the time. Don't worry about that. Everything is just fine here. No need to look at it. And Congress believes them and just goes away. The SEC seems powerless or uninterested in looking into any of this activity. Welcome to the markets for Tuesday, January the 22nd, 2021. I'm a guy in Creston, British Columbia in Canada, sitting in his living room, just telling you about the stock markets as I see it in plain English. And I was in the market starting in 1978. I'm 65. Don't worry about me, SEC. In 20 years from now, I'll be an old man in a wheelchair somewhere, drooling in a towel somewhere. I won't be a problem anymore. Guys like me won't be around to bitch any longer. So you've got it all to yourselves. All you got to do is just wait me out. Just wait me out that I have a stroke, I die, I go away, and I won't be a problem for you anymore. And you can then just run this thing the way you want to run it, because the way it's going, it's pretty good for you guys. Harry Bergman, thank you for joining this channel. I love it. There are investment bankers in New York, and I am sure others who are just going, yeah, we're 35, 40, 50 years old, and we got this market in the palm of our hands, and we own the SEC, we own Congress, we own the Senate, we dominate the White House, and we run the rules, we run the investigations, and there is nothing to see here, there's nothing to worry about here. We'll do the odd show trial, we'll do the odd little thing, but the bottom line is we run it all. We control who the brokers are, we control who the hedge funds are, and we control our rules. And we don't have to disclose and tell anyone anything about our business, because we've ensured that the laws of the land have been established with our help and our lobbyists to just keep this game going the way it's going to go. And it's just going to be great. This week, by the way, just a little side note for you guys. I'll throw it in there. Apparently, there are 17 deals coming this week. There's a headline right here. I'm looking at it on MarketWatch. USA IPO market braces for 17 deals this week. At least 2 of them are worth more than $1 billion. These are IPOs coming to the market. Initial public offerings. It's kind of a misnomer, because public offerings kind of gives you the illusion that the public is being allowed to buy into these 17 deals that are coming up this week. The reality is simply this: 99.99% of you who are out there, of which 1/1,000,000th of 1% watch me. I mean, nobody watches me. Most of you, almost all of you, there is no chance in heck you're going to be allowed or offered a chance at one single share of any of these IPOs, period. You're not on the list. I can tell you right now that on all IPOs, they have their favorites list in New York, elsewhere, that only the firm's best clients are offered stock in IPOs. I can guarantee it. It is a fact of the business. We did it in the 70s and the 80s when we were involved in a hot offering. We would ask our head office, hey, we'd like to get 50,000 shares of this thing for our clients. And our head office would go, our entire firm is getting 10,000 shares. We're part of a syndicate of brokerage companies that are taking this company public, and they're going to issue 2 million shares. And we as a house, as a firm, are getting 10,000 shares. You guys in Calgary, here's 500 shares for you guys. Vancouver, here's 1,000 shares for you guys. Montreal, here's 2,000 shares for you guys. Toronto, the head office, the big office, they got the remainder. And you had 100 stockbrokers in Toronto that each had 200 to 300 clients, each guy, girl, and they had 7,500 shares to be issued out. How many shares are you going to give your client? You had to give them at least 100 shares as a board lot. I would get 500 shares as the branch manager of my brokerage firm in Calgary. I get 500 shares. I got 25 brokers. I got 20 of them begging me, hey, man, I need help, man. I got a client. I lost a bunch of money with this guy on this deal last month. And if you could help me out, I get some stock on this hot deal. I can resurrect our relationship. That's the kind of crap that's going on right now with 17 IPOs in New York and on every firm, every branch office out there. and there isn't enough paper to go around for these guys. And so what do you think your odds are as a retail investor to get any shares of these IPOs? You know where you're going to be allowed to buy these IPOs? You know what I'm going to tell you. You're going to be allowed to buy these IPOs when they call the stock for trading. When they call the stock for trading, they're going to say, oh yeah, we were going to do an IPO on this company at $28 a share. We ended up doing it at $37 a share. We increased the size of the offering. And the first trade on the New York Exchange is going to be $115 a share, because that's where the buys and sells will equal out at. You've not only got an imbalance of buy orders just from the brokers who are underwriting the thing, then there's the outside world that wants in on these investments, because at the end of the day, these companies who go public with IPOs, they're only issuing 10 to 15% of the stock that exists. They might have 200 million shares in existence that are out there. They're only going to issue 30 million to the street. They're going to keep 85% of the stock back for ownership, the guys who own the private company. And that's where the Zuckerbergs of this world become multi-billionaires the minute they list on the exchange. Zuckerberg owns 75% of Facebook the minute he went public. And I'm guessing at that number, I could be off by percentage point. But it was huge. They offered a sliver of the stock to the street of the shares that were eventually issued. And when the shares took off, Zuckerberg became a multi-billionaire and is selling stock every month now for years. He's selling stock, $1 million here, $500,000 there. He's got hundreds of millions of shares. He'll never sell them all in his lifetime. He's going to have billions in cash, which means that he'll have his house in Paris. He have his house in LA. He's got a house in San Jose. He's got a whatever, untold billions of dollars. Again, I don't poo-poo the guy. Way to go. These 17 deals going forward here, 10 to 20% of the companies are available to the street. They're oversold 3 to 5 times each. They will all open at a premium price. And every one of you who buys any of these, you're a sucker. You're a loser, because you are the last person into the party. The booze is all gone, kids. The good bands that were playing earlier, they went home already. They're just playing records now. Playing old 45s from the Beach Boys in the 60s. The party's over. The streamers are all over the floor, and you're now being allowed to come on in. You just paid the biggest ticket price to get into this party, and it's over. And it's over 17 times in a row starting this week. I think we might have one of the biggest weeks of all time on the stock market this week, where retail investors are going to be invited, theoretically, to come on in to 17 parties to the tune of billions of dollars of stock. And you're going to be offered stock by those beautiful people in New York who screwed you over on all of these meme stocks, and we're still trying to do it, who are now going to try to get you on the IPOs. And they're not friends of yours. I can tell you right now, you're not a client of Goldman Sachs. You're not going to help you make any money. It's as simple as that. This is called free enterprise, kids. And if you're not on the in crowd, you're on the out crowd. And if you're on the outside looking in, watch out. Where can you go where you can actually get in on the ground floor? The same investments that these exact brokerage firms who are taking these IPOs public, these guys who are doing those deals are the same guys who are over here saying every single SPAC ever created is garbage. They're the ones saying anyone stupid enough to buy stock at $9.90 to $10.10 a share on these SPACs is an idiot. Why? Because you're buying stock in a company that has no business. Really? You're buying stock in a company that's only got a bunch of cash sitting in trust at the law office waiting for a deal to be merged into it. I will take that deal hands down anytime over an IPO being the last guy coming into this party. I cannot tell you how many times out of 100 you try to buy an IPO on listing day, how many times you lose. It's got to be in the 90s. Even if you win, you might make 5 or 10%. You might win, but the odds of losing half your dough, 3/4 of your dough in the first 6 months of listing are unbelievable, unthinkable. And this week we have 17 IPOs coming to the market. I can tell you right now, the guys on Wall Street are not happy if they're watching this guy talking about their deals the way I'm talking about them. But you're not going to hear it from anybody else. No one else is going to tell you what's really happening here with these IPOs. They're all overpriced, they're all overjacked, they're overpromoted, and they're going to come out at double their price, triple their price, and you're going to be made to feel like you're an idiot if you don't buy it, because they're going to put the hype job on these entities like you cannot believe. It is going to be an overdrive promo machine going into full gear this week. And there's every reason for it to happen, because these firms in New York, not only do they make the commissions on the deal itself with all their fees and everything else that they've run up on these 17 separate IPOs. To do an IPO is a very expensive process. It's millions in fees and legals and costs and promotions. These public companies, these soon-to-be public companies, are paying millions in expenses to get their deal done, plus the commissions. That's part of the reason why New York wants to promote the bejesus out of these deals. The other reason is these brokerage firms with these 17 IPOs, they have contacted their favorite clients, all the clients that they owe IOUs to, where deals that have gone awry in the last year or two, this is a makeup deal. We're going to get you 100,000 shares of this hot IPO, and this will make you the millions or the tens of millions or whatever amount of money that you lost on this deal that we did last year, or this deal we did 3 years ago, or 3 or 4 deals we've done lately. This is the makeup deal for you guys. And the Wall Street guys have every interest in promoting this IPO market, this whole scam, to you guys, to get you in at triple the price of the IPO, because that's where the money is coming from, to pay off these other investors and keep their clients happy. And this is what keeps the boys in New York making huge bonuses every year. It allows them to go on beautiful, lavish vacations, to have their second home in Florida, to have that speedboat, or to do whatever it is they're doing. And it's not all reportable on this channel. I know these guys. You've seen these movies. You've seen these shows on from Hollywood. You ever watch The Big Short? Why don't you watch the movie The Big Short, to kind of get a handle on just what's going on? Watch Margin Call. There's a movie you really want to get your hands on. Watch Margin Call and listen to the one guy who's one of the top brokers talk about his lifestyle and his world. Multiply that guy by tens of thousands. I know it's not complete. Every single person in New York is like this. I know that. I know that's an exaggeration, but I'll tell you, folks, the Wall Street guys with their huge skyscrapers and their massive expenses and their incredible egos are looking to run these 17 IPOs as high as they can go, as fast as they can go, as well as they can do it, because they have every interest that these stocks do really, really well. Coming back to GameStop for a second, what do you think the motivation is for any of these Wall Street firms to give a crap about GameStop and your GameStop shares? What's their motivation? Zero. They have zero motivation for GameStop to do anything. And why is that? Because there are no Wall Street firms of note that are backing this company in any way, shape, or form. This company is an orphan. I've used this term before, and I'll use it again. This stock, GameStop, is an orphan stock. It doesn't have a huge group of Wall Street brokerage firms banging on the door of Grapevine, Texas, to make a deal for these guys. They don't have 25 brokers coming to them going, hey, you want to raise $1 billion? We can raise you a bunch of money. It's not yet happening. The company has got to prove to Wall Street that they can survive without Wall Street before Wall Street will come in to try to help them out. It's the reverse. There is no one in Wall Street that, other than maybe Jefferies, is the only firm that has done anything with these guys, including this 5 million share offering and the former 3.5 million share offering. Other than Jefferies, no one is coming to GameStop's assistance. This company is an orphan, and it has had to do all of its moves with its own backers. It's starting with Mr. Ryan Cohen and others who have stepped in, bought up the stock, taken over control of the management, and are now making things happen corporately. But they've got to deliver the goods, and they're on their own. And this is why you do not see, and you will not see, likely, serious buy recommendations coming from analysts from the major brokerage houses in New York, because there's no need for them to promote this stock. They have no skin in the game. They couldn't give a crap about GameStop and what it does, just so you know. They will, however, bow down to any hedge fund that knocks on the door and says, hey, we got a $1 billion portfolio. We're thinking of opening an account with your firm. And one of the things we're thinking of doing is, I don't know, we want to short GameStop. They're going to go, come on in. Oh, we'd love to deal with you guys. $1 billion account. Sure. Yeah. Let's open her up. Let's get out the espresso machine and put a little bit of liqueur in these coffees and enjoy ourselves. And let's get to know each other. And let's do some business. They'll do that at a drop of a hat, and they're constantly pursuing these hedge funds to do business for them. But with respect to helping out or promoting or praising the work that GameStop's doing, they're not going to do that. Not necessarily going to do that unless they smell an opportunity to make money with these guys. How to make money with GameStop? Help them raise capital. Why? Because you're helping them buy up other companies to put into GameStop, make GameStop larger, richer, more valuable. But I don't see a parade of brokers going to GameStop yet. Will it happen? Possibly, but don't know if. There's a brief recap from your buddy Bruce from Creston, British Columbia, a guy in his living room in Canada telling you what I think is going on, and you ought to know it, and you should understand it and absorb it. And I keep harping on those of you who have GameStop shares, those of you who have AMC stock, you have an opportunity to cash in on your stock. You can get paid to hold these shares as loyal as you've been and as loyal as you want to be by writing call options against this stuff, and use that money to buy more stock if you want. More power to you. Or use this capital to pay bills, knock off loans, improve your quality of life, and or diversify your portfolios. And a lot of you and have taken my advice and have decided, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write call options, and I'm going to pick up call options on some of these SPACs Bruce is talking about. I'm going to go out long to January or longer and pick up these contracts and diversify my holdings. I'm getting involved in these $10 SPAC deals. I'm buying at the ground floor level. I don't want to pay $120 a share for a new IPO. I want to pay $10 for these SPACs instead. I've got a list of them that I've recommended. I like them for a number of reasons, including the fact that Wall Street is putting money into them. I like SPACs where Wall Street is putting money into SPACs. Those are the ones I like. The SPACs that don't have Wall Street money coming in, I don't like them very much. I don't want to be involved with those deals. I want to be involved with deals where they're well-funded. The company itself that's taking over the SPAC is an existing company with some track record, some experience, good management, sales, a backlog of sales, something, and a bunch of Wall Street money coming in behind it. Those are the kinds of deals I recommend. GameStop is the perfect stock right now with these ridiculous option premiums being offered. If these shares, as we open up in 12 minutes, if these shares can take a run and give it 15, 20 minutes to figure itself out, because these stocks will fluctuate in the first 15 minutes without question. They might go straight up. They might stay straight down here. They might fluctuate up and down and up, and then go high. I don't know. But if the shares of GameStop today afford you the opportunity to write $300 contracts for a month from now, or $400 contracts for 2 months from now, or $500 contracts for 5 or 6 months from now at an incredibly ridiculous premium per share, I say take the money, grab the cash, and reduce your cost average, or at least diversify your existence into other entities, or buy up more GameStop shares on dips. And do yourselves a favor, keep eating up this stock and taking it off the street. All GameStop needs is another 500,000 to 1 million investors that can buy 1 to 100 shares each. That's all this stock needs around the world, globally. If they can manage to attract that number of new investors into this company, now that they've got almost $2 billion in cash and no debt, this stock could go easily to the 500-600 level, because there will be nothing for sale until you get to those levels. Because remember, anyone paying $2.15 a share today, you want to double your money, it's got to go to $4.30. You want to triple your money, it's got to go to $6.45. Someone buying 20 shares of GameStop, they're going to hold it for a double or a triple. But anyone holding 20,000 shares of GameStop might get tempted to sell for a $20, $30 gain. It's a lot of money for an individual. But if you've only got 1 share, 10 shares, 30 shares, 40 shares, It's got to move $100 to make it worth your time to even consider selling it. This is the beauty of having millions of shareholders. And this is what AMC has managed to do. It's incredible. But the AMC shareholder base, where not the founders, but the lead investors in AMC walked away at $14 a share, sold all 30 million they had and walked out. And they actually made money on the deal, by the way, when it's all said and done. They're gone. There is no Ryan Cohen running AMC. There's a CEO running AMC, but he doesn't own the stock like Ryan Cohen owns the stock. This company is ownerless. There's no owner, and it's held by 3.5 million investors. AMC is held by 3.5 million investors. That's why the stock is $54.40 today. It's got a wide distribution. GameStop is in a position that they could theoretically increase their shareholder counts by another million people. And if they do that, this stock will be a $600 stock just on that fundamental alone. Remember, AMC is 54. It used to be 12. It used to be 10 to 12 bucks a share a month ago. You remember? A month ago? Unbelievable. Anyway, there you have it. There's my rant. We're getting the rate open in 9 minutes, and let's see what's going on. I don't know. Kayla says, I worked for a firm for a bit. A woman insisted on purchasing the first Krispy Kreme IPO. The firm advised against it. Wasn't on their agenda, they said. She made a fortune. Educated retail will change the game. Exactly. I remember that issue. I remember the issue of Krispy Kreme back at least, 15, 20 years ago. I recall that deal, and there was a lot of skepticism about the deal months or so before. Then with 2 weeks to go, it got hot, and then by the time it became an issue, it was a really hot deal, and it opened up at a premium, and they were a sensation for a while in the USA. It's unbelievable. Anyway, there we have it. Great opening rant. Let's go. How about that? Brief recap from Bruce. Thank you, everybody. I hope you're having fun today. Like I said, I'm generally I'm an optimistic kind of a person, but I gotta call a spade when I see it. And your buddies on Wall Street are not your friends. Remember that. You don't have friends in Wall Street. You don't have friends in the stocks you own either. These shares aren't your friends. These shares aren't your pets. These shares aren't your loved ones. These shares are instruments with which you can utilize your capital to make you more capital. And it's a question of investing wisely and playing this game on the right side of the coin. You do not want to be the risk taker. You do not want to be the gambler. You want to be the casino in every instance, if at all possible. You absolutely have to be the person who's looking at this stuff going, I bought GameStop at 150, 160, 170, 180. I have this GameStop somewhere around this price. And right now, I can write call options against this stock to bring me in 10, 15%, even 20% of the value of this stock to give the risk to a gambler who's willing to give me up to 1/5 of the value of this stuff in cash right now. And I don't have to give it back to him if I don't want to. Yeah, man, I can't emphasize enough how juicy this is, how incredibly ridiculous this is, but gorgeous, wonderful. Let the gambler take the risk for you. You set the sell price on this stock. Put a contract out there at $400 a share for 5 months. Put out a sell contract. Write a contract for $600 for 8 months. Yeah, say to the world, I'm prepared to take $600 for my stock. Give me 50 right now, 60 right now in cash. Here it is. I'll tell you right now, I'd take that deal. I would take that deal and say, here, you can have my stock for $600 a share. I have many others to invest in the meantime. I'll take this cash and diversify, to 5 other stocks. Thank you very much. And I'm really spreading out my table here. That's what you got to do as a casino. Do you notice when you're in a big casino, they don't have one slot machine? You notice they have thousands of slot machines, and they've always got winners. You hear the bells going off all the time during the day. You hear bells, winner, winner. Yeah, they won $50. They won $150. They won $500. Yeah, while the other 2,000 slot machines are bringing in $1,000 a minute, complete, like every minute, every 2 minutes they're bringing in $5,000. It's unbelievable how much money is coming into the slot machines every minute in a casino. Yeah, you hear winners. They need winners. They need winners to keep you gambling. This is what you need to do for option players. You are offering option players instruments to gamble on your stock. That's what you want them to do. And that way you are compensated for holding the paper in the meantime and tolerating moves of your stock. You are being paid for the stress that is being put on you by being a shareholder. I'm going to be holding classes in the very near future on this through my website to help you out there understand the minutia of the markets and the options markets, how to buy and sell options, how to write contracts, and everything else to do with options and stock trading. And the classes will be run soon, very shortly. Within a few weeks, we will be launching them. I will keep you all posted when the classes are ready to roll. Members will be given first dibs, first warning when the classes begin, so that if you want to make a reservation and be one of the few students limited into the live class, you'll be able to join up and sign up for that. If you want to get into the class and you can't get in because it's already sold out, the class will be listed on the website after it's been edited by my editor. The classes will be available as a purchase video that you can watch anytime you want. And you can look through my website once we launch it. It's close, not yet. Once we've got the website launched and we've got the classes issued, there will be a list of all the classes, and you can pick the one you want to see. You don't have to sign up and buy them all. I'm not going to try to come to you with a $3,000 package with a whole bunch of classes. No, you can just pick and choose the class you want to watch and just buy the one you want. And you can watch it again and again and again. If you like 3 of the classes or 7 of the classes, great. And if you find that you really enjoy them, you want to watch them all over weeks and months, knock yourselves out and enjoy. It's coming. It's under construction. I will keep you posted. There's a lot going on around here. We are busy. This is going to be fun stuff. Thank you, everybody, for being with me today. Thank you for popping in already. Those of you who've joined me this morning as members, and I haven't had time to say hi to you, I want to thank you. Kev, Lane, here's another member. Thank you for joining the channel. I've been on a rant all morning here. We are opening in 2.5 or so minutes, and I thank you all for all of this, and appreciate you being part of this channel. And like what I say, here we go. DM, you're wrong. Writing call options at GameStop sounds great until your shares get grabbed on the next pop to 300 plus. Buy and hold. You're wrong, DM. You're wrong. You write your calls for $300 for, say, a month from now. And if the shares go beyond that and you get taken out, don't worry about it. You'll be paid $300 plus the premium you already have. You turn around, you just buy your stock back and write calls at $400 or $450 or $500. Not to worry. There are so many people who are spreading falsehoods about the writing of call contracts that they think, oh, they're going to steal my stock from me. They're going to take it away from me. No, they're going to buy it from you. It's called cash business. You get the cash, you turn around and buy your stock back and write more calls. Some people say, yeah, but Bruce, if I write a $300 call and the stock goes to $1,000 tomorrow morning, I can't afford to buy the stock back for $1,000. Oh, really? The stock is going to open at $1,000 the next day. Really? Do you know something I don't know? You really think that hedge funds are going to allow $1 trillion of money to pass them by without putting up a fight? Oh, think again. No, it's not going to happen that way. I agree. Stock can move aggressively. It can go up aggressively and it can go down aggressively. I get it. I know this. But there is no way that being an option writer turns you into a loser. It turns you into a winner, and it turns you onto the smart side of this market instead of being on the dumb side of this market. But hey, it's up to you. If you want to buy and hold and do nothing and ride this stock up and down and up and down, go ahead. It's a free country, apparently. Knock yourself out. But if you want to make some money on your investments, on your cash, on your hard-earned cash you've put into these deals, there's a way to do it. And this is one way to do it. Make this stock pay you for all the stress it's giving you and for all the ups and downs. Get paid to be here because you only go around once, and you can't write on stock you held last year. You can only offer options on stock you got now. And the gamblers are there to play it now. So don't fall for this nonsense about it being taken away from you. That is crap. Just crap. Don't worry about it. I'm not angry. It's okay, DM. I love you. It's good. Don't worry about it. But I'm passionate about what we're all about here. Eddie, I bought more yesterday. Well done. Well done. Fantastic, guys. I'm glad you're here. You're following me. I hope you have as much passion as I have about it. We're opening now for the day. Let's see what the trades are going to be. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me this morning. Let's see what's going on right now. Oh my gosh, are we having fun already? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm looking at a couple of stocks here. I'm noticing SoFi is up 17 cents to 22.68. I've seen GameStop on the first trade of $213.80, up $13.43 so far. That will settle out. 764,000 shares traded to start the morning. Let's watch that. That's going to gyrate all over the place. Do not think that it's just a straight up shot. There could be downs, ups, everything else. Watch this show and then pick your spots. ATI, not trading yet. We're waiting for an opening on that one. AMC, not yet showing a first trade, or am I? I'm showing a first trade, 53.50 down 219 right now for AMC. This is early quotes. We're only in a few seconds here, so we're just trying to open up. GHVI, Gores, up 32 cents at 14.58 on 25,000 shares. Apparently, July the 20th is the shareholder meeting for Matterport to take over Gore's holding. That's from the sounds of what we're getting. GameStop right now, 216, up 15.63 right now. 23andMe, 11.95, up 23 cents on 104,000 shares. So we got a little bit of bump up on a bunch of our stocks. Fifth Wall is up 4 cents to 11.50. We have Vector Acquisition sitting at 10.48 on 10,000 shares, up 7 cents. NAV site is unchanged at 9.95. Starboard is up a penny right now. The Dow down 34 points at the moment as it's figuring itself out. The Dow down 34 points after that 580 point rally yesterday. S&P down 2 points. NASDAQ down a point. That is a yawn fest to start this market, but it's excellent for all of us to see this. That gain that we had yesterday is not being given back right off the bat this morning. We had an up day on Asia. Europe is looking all right. The markets are either flat or just ahead of the curve. NASDAQ now up 2 points. The Dow down 33. Welcome one, welcome all to the show, the channel, the mystery of life. the ranting guy out of Creston. What can I say? Thank you all for being here. And like I say, I'm glad you're here. As I say, I'm really passionate about these markets, and I hate seeing retail investors get ripped off. I just hate it, and it doesn't have to be that way. And I want to see investors do well. And when you hold stock like GameStop or AMC, you deserve to be treated with respect. You deserve to be treated with a fair market. And you should also take advantage of every tool in the toolbox that is being given to you to make money in this market. And you want to hold GameStop stock at $215 a share? That is not cheap stock. That's expensive stock. You should be paid to hold this stuff. And if you want to write a $400 call option that's only good for 3 or 4 weeks, you can do it. You're not going to bring in a lot of money. You'll bring in a few bucks a share, but it's a couple of bucks a share. But if you really want to cash in on your GameStop and reduce your exposure with respect to risk, then think about writing a 3-month contract at $400 a share or $350 a share. Bring in some $20, $30 premiums. There are high premiums available on a bunch of contracts that GameStop has out there from 1 month to 6 months out to beyond that at various strike prices. You control the strike price. You control the date that the contract expires on. And that way you can control how much money is coming into you. And if you're happy bringing in $20 a share, which is $2,000 for 100 shares, that's a one contract offer. That's great. If you've got 1,000 shares, you can bring in $20,000 for, say, the next month or two as a gift from an option gambler. I say take that deal. And if it's 100 above the strike of this current price or $150 above this price or more, well, way to go, baby. If you can bring in $150 more than this stock is trading at times 1,000 shares, my math tells me it's $150,000 plus the 20 up front. That's $170,000 more in your hand between now and the exercise of this stock than you got now. I think that's good. That, to me, the old school way of thinking from the 70s and the 80s, because I'm like old school. This is good, really good. Don't complain to me about tax problems. I don't want to hear excuses like, oh, I don't want to do this because I'll run into a capital gain problem. Like, boo-hoo. I want you to have tax problems. You need tax problems. If you're making too much money in this market, you hire people very inexpensively to handle these tax problems. These are solvable. There's a way around this, and there's a way to make it very palatable and handleable, a way to handle it. Do not be afraid to make money. And you don't get this opportunity very often to make money with these stocks. And this market, the way it is, you've got to take advantage of this market. There is so much cash sloshing around. Take the money and let's go. Royalty for Life. Thanks for all you do to help us little guys make some money. Uncle Bruce, do you think I should hold VGAC turn 23andMe? Yes, I think you should. I think you should hang on to 23andMe. Richard Branson put this deal together with all these associates and all of these others, very smart and very wealthy people. This stock at 1181 is not done yet. It's the fourth day of being a public company. This stock should be grabbed up. You should be grabbing this stock with any proceeds from call options you can get. Buy up this stock. Buy contracts in this stock, option contracts for next January. This thing is going so much higher. You have no idea. You don't seem to have, in some cases, you don't seem to have the idea how wealthy these people are, how well connected they are globally, and they are not going to just take the stock in 2 days and run it to $80 a share. They're not going to do that. They don't want to be investigated by the SEC for manipulation. They don't need to do that with this company. They will allow this company to now mature in and settle into becoming a publicly traded firm. Every 13 weeks, they come up with earnings reports now. These are quarterly financials. They will hold shareholder promotional meetings. They will have investor days. They will bring the media in to show them what they're doing. This is day 3 of the listing. We just got started. Sit tight. Enjoy the ride, because it's going to be a great ride. On all of these SPACs that I've talked about, the same thing is going to happen, irregardless of what they're doing right now. Forget about what they're doing right now. Don't let it get you down. You're not here for a week. You're here for 6 months. You're here for a year. You're here for longer to get a return that you deserve on these ground floor investments like SoFi and ATI Physical Therapy, Gores Holdings, 23andMe, Fifth Wall Acquisition, Vector Acquisition, Navsite, Starboard. These are gifts being handed to you at the ground floor level of these companies' existence. You are not going in at $150 a share. You're in at 10. You will do very, very well. Just give it the time. Give it the time to give you a wonderful return on your money. Thank you, all of you, for these donations and questions. I don't mind them a bit. I'm just passionate about how you guys should be making money. Anyway, there you go. Thank you all for being here. Let's keep following this market and see what's going on. Let's see what's happening here. I'd love to have tax problems. I mean, this would be a nice problem. You need tax problems. It's true. You need tax problems. I sold some of my SoFi and GVI to get some more game. Still have skin in the game with SoFi and GAME, but I would like to kick myself. I got some more GameStop. You make your own moves as you feel necessary, as you see fit. And as I say, those of you who have GameStop shares, if you have at least 100 shares, you could write a call option against it. Those of you who have several hundred shares, you really should be doing that. You should really be bringing in money and get your hands on some of these stocks that are ground floors. Average down on ATIP, got close to 400 at 971. Right on. It's 919 this morning on physical ATI. Up a dime right now. GameStop at 212 right now. SoFi 2261 up a dime. AMC down 364 to 5205. Gores at 1450 up 24 cents. 23andMe up 6 cents. Fifth Wall up 4 cents. Vector up 2 cents. Early morning start to the day right now. Home Depot up 95 cents. Vectors, SMH down 8 cents. IBM down $1. Dow down 89 points. Microsoft up $1.28. Apple down 17 cents. Tesla up $3. Bed Bath & Beyond up 9 cents. BlackBerry down 13 cents. On the cruise side, Royal Caribbean down $1.27. Norwegian down 54. Carnival down 36. Amazon is up $30.75. Facebook is up $2.60. We have JP Morgan down 98 cents. We've got Goldman Sachs down $3.88 today. Google down 76 cents, like I said earlier, and Facebook up $2.67. That's what we have right now. It's a very slow and quiet start to the day compared to yesterday's unbelievable rally versus the day before's unbelievable drop-off. So we're now kind of trying to figure it out. It's like two boxers feeling each other out here in the first round. We're down 83 on the Dow, down 2 on S&P, up 22 on NASDAQ, and it's jumping quite a bit here. Oil is down 19 cents a barrel to 73.47. That's where we're at. Headline, Bitcoin just broke below 30,000 for the first time since January. And then a quote here is that it's likely we may see more panic in the market. I don't even know if there's panic in this market or not. I really don't know what panic is for a cryptocurrency. $3,000 move on Bitcoin, people yawn at it. I don't call that panic. I think that's new, the situation normal. The problem with these currencies, is cryptocurrencies, is China. It's right now the big problem is China. China is getting out of the crypto business. I don't know if you noticed it, don't know if you get it, but they have cracked down on the mining of this product, and now they're cracking down on the trading of it because they do not want their citizens to be involved in anything but Chinese currency only. They want them involved in the yuan. They don't want them involved in anything else. Their rights, they don't have rights. These are people underneath a communist regime. They have no personal rights. And there's no way the communists are going to allow their citizens, of which there are, 1.2 billion of them, to be involved in currency outside of their country. That's the last thing the communists need. They need them captive and captivated inside their own currency domestically so they can control them economically, they can control them financially, they can control them with propaganda about how great it is to be a Chinese citizen and how ungreat it would be to hold an American dollar in your hand, if not illegal to have anything but yuan currency in your hand. Welcome to the Chinese philosophy. This is the same playbook that the Russians played in the 60s, the same playbook that the East Germans played throughout their entire history. The Chinese are doing exactly the same thing with their 1.2 billion hostages under the communist regime. And that's the bottom line. It is not free enterprise. Yeah, you can do business in China all you want. They love your currency. The Chinese regime would like you to bring in the dollars to do business there and take out goods. Yes, that's what they want because that's what keeps their game going. And as long as you feel that you'd rather buy a Chinese-made t-shirt than an American-made t-shirt, they've got it going on. They're happy. They love it. That's when you change your mind and decide, I'm not buying China, I'm buying anything but China. That is when these guys will have to change their tune. But right now, it's working for them because we are addicted to $2 t-shirts that we can sell for $10, or we are addicted to $5 t-shirts we can sell for $15. We don't want to buy the American t-shirt for $8 and sell for $16. We'd rather buy the $2 t-shirt in bulk and sell it for 10. That's the name of the game. That's why China is doing so well. You have 1.2 billion slaves that you can run into the ground, and they have no rights to complain about it. It's a beautiful game if you're at the top of that system. Not so good if you're at the bottom, and that would be 85% of the population trying to make a go of it. What can I say? I'm just an old man, and what do I know? SoFi 22.45 down 6 cents. GameStop 211.34 up 10.97. ATIP Physical Therapy up 15 cents to 9.24. AMC 51.56 down $4. Gores up 39 cents now to 14.65. 23andMe up 3 cents. Fifth Wall up down a penny. Vector up 4 pennies. Navside unchanged. Starboard unchanged. JC, thank you for this donation. Will you tell us when you feel one of your favorite stocks has run its course and it's time to jump ship? I will give you my indications of whether something's overpriced, but boy, I'll tell you, I tried to do that with AMC and that didn't go too well. People didn't like to hear that kind of talk, but don't worry about it. Yeah, on the stocks that I like and I've always liked, You'll always get my opinion on it, and I won't hold back. Thank you, guys, very, very much. Yes, lots of fun here. Martin, preach, preach, preach. IMHO. Chinese propaganda and the oppressive system as a CCP is the biggest threat to how we live in NA, EU, and down under. Yeah, these guys don't fool around. They're out to win, and they've got billions of people, or a billion plus, to utilize as their tools. Fast fashion is terrible. Buy used vintage. I have a lot of fun running a vintage clothing side hustle. Kayla, don't worry about the little children, even the adults working themselves to death in the sweatshops. They will be all just fine. Don't worry. They're fine. There's nothing to see here. I only buy Japanese electronics, Sony, and my clothes mostly are from countries like Cambodia and Thailand and India. I'm not sure what that first one is, but okay, fair enough. 213 on GameStop, up 13.26. Remember, the company just raised $1.12 billion in cash, and after fees and all their expenses, they would have sold the stock at an average of $224 a share. The stock is trading at 213. GameStop shares are trading lower than what they just issued it at to put them in a position to hold about $1.9 billion in cash with no debt. This company is in a far stronger financial condition today, this morning, than they were a week ago. The company's shares at 214 right now are more justified than they were a week ago. Just because they raised this money and they have $1.9 billion doesn't mean the company is worth $214 a share. Don't want to give you that impression. But the reality is simply this. This company has almost $20 a share in its hands in cash now with no debt against it. They are in far better shape. This stock was a $5 stock a year and a half ago. It was a $20 stock at Christmas time. It is now a $213 stock today, and there are a gazillion shares shorted on this company through artificial means that most people don't know about, or beginning to find out about. There are a ton of stocks out there in a failure to deliver situation, and the SEC is turning a blind eye against it. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not sure if it's criminal, but it's certainly incompetence is reigning supreme. I have to go that far. The GameStop shares are way too low. They could go much higher than this. The company is in strong position, and I wouldn't be surprised if going forward we start hearing about rumors about GameStop looking to buy up other companies, and that will bring in earnings, bring in cash flow, bring in assets, bring in value. And this stock could really be in for a shot. I'm really curious whether or not the company can, with the new management, become as widely held as AMC shares have become. AMC shares have become held now by 3.5 million investors. The stock, although it's down today, $4.09 a share, at $51 a share, there are 3.5 million shareholders of AMC. This is so thinly spread out. There is no one dominant player that can ruin this market. There might be hedge funds who will try to attack it from time to time, but with 3.5 million supporters, if 3.5 million players of AMC each tried to buy 10 shares a day of this stock, which would be a $500 purchase per person, not a lot of money, that's 35 million shares a day of buying power coming into this stock, which is stock that would not be for sale in 15 minutes at a higher price. This would be stock purchased and put away. That's why AMC is holding where it is, and that's why AMC could go higher. From that technical point of view, no doubt about it. The question will be for GameStop. Can GameStop attract 1 million additional players into its stock, into its market? If it can do that, and these folks are picking up 10 to 100 shares apiece as investors and putting that stock away, this stock is a $600 stock. There's no doubt in my mind it would be a $600 stock without any issue whatsoever. Anyway, preach, Bruce, preach. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. It's nice to see you here. Let's see. Here we go. Bloomberg article, read GameStop indicates the stock sales were through Jefferies. Jefferies is the official brokerage house of GameStop. This means block sales to funds, institutional investors. Correct. It could have been that all along. It could well have been that for the last week and a half, Jefferies has been piecing off chunks of this 5 million block piece by piece by piece on a deal basis. They could have sold them chunks by chunks a week ago in the 225, 230 neighborhood. They could have sold stock 3 days ago in the 215, 222 neighborhood. The average price, 224 for all 5 million shares. It's a done deal. It's over. It's locked in. Jefferies made a nice commission on the deal. Institutional investors around the world are sitting on chunks of GameStop, and the stock is now $211 a share at this moment in time. The buyers of this stock are saying to you and to me and anyone else who will listen, here's $1 billion, $1.1 billion. We'll give you a couple of years. See what you can do with it. We got time. We're not in a hurry for a flip. These shares are not for sale today. They're not going to be flipped out. They're out there for a long time. Sure, if the shares were to go to 300 this afternoon or 400 tomorrow, yeah, they'll sell some of it, of course. But this stock is not for sale for a quick $10 trade, $20 trade, or anything like that. This stock is put away for a while. So yeah, this company is building a larger following of shareholders and shareholders with money. I'm looking for this company to attract small investors, more of them, millions more. That's what I'm curious about. The 240 million gamers out there, hey, if all 240 million gamers tried to buy one share of this stock, that would be 240 million shares of buying coming into a company with 76 million shares outstanding. Guess what would happen to the price of this stock? It wouldn't be anywhere under $1,000 a share, obviously. Expecting 240 million gamers to buy a share each, it would be a little rich, but if a million of them, 1/240th of that number, 1 million of the gamers out there were to try to buy 1 to 10 or 100 shares each of this stock, this thing will triple in price. So yeah, it wouldn't take much. It really wouldn't take much. Anyway, there you go. Eddie R is saying Motley Fool is talking positively about SoFi today and MarketWatch being called real financial innovation. Hope it gets the word out better that it doesn't screw it up for us. Yesterday, there were articles on SoFi calling it garbage. Not from the same entity, but from other entities. There's a war going on SoFi for credibility and for awareness and for momentum, stock momentum. There are those who are trying to short it and drive it down. There are those who are fans of the company long term. I think the long termers are going to win. They're going to win nicely. This is the kind of article that doesn't surprise me, but I also see the negative articles come out from time to time, and that's the game that's being played on the big marketplace. Remember, stocks go up and down because people either want to buy it more than they want to sell it. Or reverse. That's all this market is, and that's what these indexes are reflecting. That's what every stock reflects, and that's what interest rates are reflecting as well with currencies. It's the same thing. Some people think it's going higher, some people think it's going lower. It's a question of who's got more ammo in their arsenal, who has more bullets. If the buyers are trying to buy 1 share each and the sellers are trying to sell 10 shares each, you're going down. If it's the reverse, you're going up, and that's all it is. You can bring in 1,000 buyers, but one seller could have 10,000 shares for sale against 1,000 buyers that want a share each. Stock will go down in price. It's a question of how many want in versus how many want out at any given time on any stock all the time. And here we are. We're down 6 cents on SoFi. We're up 11.47 on GameStop. We're up 14 cents on ATIP. We're down 3.83 on AMC. Gores is up 51 cents to 14.78 now. 23andMe down 21 cents to 11.51. Fifth Wall unchanged. Vector down 2. NavSite unchanged. Starboard unchanged. That is the war going on. That's the state of the war right now. This is where the front lines are, and they're always moving. Just like during the war in the Second World War, the front lines were always changing depending on how the battle was going, and that's what we're at right now. It's a battle, and it's a question of whose side's got more bullets, who's got the more conviction to win than the other side. That's all it is. It doesn't hurt that GameStop is doing what they're doing. New management, capital, no debt. They're on their way. There you go. Thank you, everybody, for being here. The Dow's down 84, S&P's down 4, Nasdaq's down 7, and I appreciate all of you who've been here today already, joining me. Those of you who joined me, who got the message from me this morning, those of you who were members, you got the alert this morning before I even went on the air. Those of you who happened to catch me go live about a half an hour before this show even started, I did a quick 5-minute, 6-minute, hi, how are you? Just stand by for that kind of stuff from time to time. You never know when I go live with any information, more news to keep you posted on what's happening out there. There's a lot going on, and it's exciting. It's very exciting. Well, there you have it. There's the latest info on GameStop today. We'll keep following this as we go forward. We'll follow news on other stocks, obviously, and see what they want to do with us. What's going to happen? We're watching the interest rate story. We're watching the inflation story. Although I don't really think that there's much to that. The economy for the USA is lighting up and heating up. Airlines are trying to hire more pilots back to get their pilots flying again. They're trying to get aircraft up into the sky. I think it was Delta that announced they were going to recall 1,000 pilots. I was thinking about that going, wow, 1,000 pilots, 2 pilots per plane, that's 500 planes. And I thought, no, that's not going to be 500 planes because pilots can't fly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can only fly so many hours a day. In reality, 1,000 pilots with 2 per cockpit, you're probably talking only about 200 planes more that are going to be activated, maybe 250 planes. It'll take 1,000 pilots to keep 250 planes flying all the time because pilots don't work 7 days a week. They don't work 24 hours a day. And so you take down how many hours they're really available and how many hours a plane is available for service. And you realize, yeah, it might be 200 to 250 planes that Delta is adding. But that is a sign. 250 planes flying 14 hours a day each. That's a lot of flight hours. That's a lot of seats with a lot of bums in the seats. That's telling you how many folks want to go for vacay or whatever they're going to do. Very interesting stuff what's going on here. AB, I did a half measure, sold 200 shares of my SPACs and bought 7 more 12.5 ME January calls. Have 16 calls now. 8.15s January and 8.12.5s, right on. You're sitting there. This stock has plenty of time to give you a return, and do not think that Richard Branson and his crew are happy at 11.41 a share. That's not what they're here for. They're looking for a big run. Gore seems to be moving up nicely. It does. It's up 53 cents to 14.80 a share now. In the last week, that is approaching its last week's best levels. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, the shares did reach that looks like 16.13 level at one point. So $1.20 from now is the high for the last month on Gores. And in the last 6 months, it was at one point a $28 stock once for a moment. Right after the announcement of the deal between Matterport was announced. But it's early days. Let's see how it goes from here. But yes, it's going nicely, and it'll go much higher than this, whether before the deal or after the deal. This is nowhere near where the stock is going to be sitting as far as I'm concerned. Way to go. Coyote is saying, Bruce, I got approved for level 2 option trading. Happy day. Right on, man. Way to go. Nicely done. Let's see. AT is a new member. Welcome, AT, to the group. Nice to have you here as a new member. Love it. What else is going on here? I'm not sure what else that means. What are your thoughts on? I don't have any thoughts on Wish. I don't know where they are. Let's go here. Kev Lane is saying, other than the Super Bowl, SoFi Stadium hosting NCAA football national championship game this year. And during the opening closing ceremonies for the Olympics, they're probably going to be advertising on that too. SoFi is going to be very heavily promoting themselves. They're going to be promoting their brand aggressively. And I salute them for it. This is exactly what you do. They are the new banker. They're an online banker. They're going to be the Walmart, or they're going to be the Amazon of online banking. They're going to cover every aspect of it, and they're going to grow dramatically and keep growing dramatically. They're already making money. They're making a profit right now. This is not a stock company that you hope in a couple of years will make money. No, they're making money already. They're just growing and adding to it. $22.45 a share right now. GameStop $213.16 right at the moment. High and low for GameStop today. The low price $209.18. The high of 217.79. Right now, 213.55. Waiting for to see if GameStop has any kind of a breakout here. See what's going on. We've got BWUSAF saying Dow is going down again. Most of Uncle Bruce's SPACs are down again too. Whether the market is up or down, the SPACs don't seem to move anyway, but sideways. Bruce, should we all stop watching them for 30 days? Well, in the next 30 days will be very active for us as one by one they become, standalone public companies. I'm right now waiting for our friends over at Vector, Navsite, Starboard, and then, of course, Fifth Wall to announce their shareholder meeting day. So that will be coming up, although Fifth Wall will be a ways yet because it's the longest from here. The others will be coming out with their holding their shareholder votes, and they will convert, and away we go. And then we'll be following 8 standalone public companies that used to be SPACs at one time, now all going their direction, and hopefully they will do what I think they will do, and that is they will do rather well. We're up 11 cents on ATI. We're up 12.76 on GameStop. We're down 9 cents on SoFi, 22.42. We don't seem to be having any real sell-off going on here. The volume today on SoFi, 623,000. Volume on GameStop right now, 1.9 million. ATI volume of 178,000 at 920, up 11 cents. AMC volume, 32 million, down 381. That is drying up. Gore's volume is now 74,000, and the stock is up 60 cents. Does that tell you something? There's nothing for sale. It's thin. This is a good sign, really good sign. Gore's looks very good. 23andMe trading 512,000 shares, sitting at 11.49, down 23 cents. The low of the day, 11.30. It's now bounced back 19 cents from the low of the morning so far. Waiting for more announcements from 23andMe corporately as they settle in their board and they settle in their employees. There will be corporate announcements coming, and that will likely jumpstart the market, especially with activity. And the higher the activity level gets on 23andMe, the higher the price will get, because there won't be enough free trading stock available for the demand, in my humble opinion. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. My Reds are turning green today, says Farragon. Very good. We've got Fifth Wall down 3 pennies, Vector unchanged, Navsite up a penny, and Starboard up a penny right now. The Dow down 123 points, low of the day right now. S&P down 475, NASDAQ up about a point. Not too much going on at the moment as we are grinding through this big day we had yesterday. That's a lot of digestion to take place from a one-day move to today, so we'll see how it all works out. Thank you, everybody. Let's go. Uncle Bruce bought 400 shares of Gores at 14.32, liking the growth. There you go. Yeah, can't complain about this. Absolutely the way to go. Grab this stuff and get ready, because now you have 400 shares that you might be using to write options against later on as they run up. So this is going to be an income generator for you on many levels, capital gain and then option premium. So here we are. SoFi just popped up a little bit, 22.58, up 7 cents right now. It just jumped about 15 cents a share. 653,000 now at 22.58, up 7 cents. Low of the day, 22.33, now 22.60. So it's a 27-cent gain from the low to where we are now at 22.60 a share, up 9 cents on your SoFi. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to take your positions on these stocks while they're still down here. Once they go, they're gone. And these stocks are not going up on $1 or $2 a share, and that's it. These are going substantially higher. Anyway, there you go. We have 218 on GameStop. We're up $18 now. We just popped on GameStop. We only have 793 thumbs up, so let's hope we get more. 219 on GameStop. We saw a moment ago. I sold off company stock yesterday, waiting for it to clear from the in-house brokerage transfer to mine so I can blow it all on GHVI. There you go. Uncle Bruce just went for a 15-minute drive that took over an hour because of traffic. Economy is recovering. I call it bullish. You're on it. It is bullish. The little bit of green showing up here, which is kind of nice to see. 218 on GameStop. The Dow still down, but down only 104. And we're looking good. We'll see what happens here. Yes, 2260 on SoFi, up 9 cents. 218 on GameStop. 920 on ATIP, up a dime. AMC is now down only 291. That's coming back up. Gore's at 1480, up 54. 23andMe now 1145 is only down 27 cents. Watching that. And we'll see what's going on here. Home Depot up 350. IBM down $1. The Dow down only 93 now. Microsoft up $1.70. Apple down 35 cents. Tesla up 24 cents. We have a little recovery there. Okay. Keep an eye on this market. There seems to be something happening. 2264, 2269 on SoFi, up 18 cents now. SoFi has jumped up about 30 cents here in about 5 minutes. SoFi is definitely getting a leg up right now. The high of the day for SoFi, 2274. We're within a nickel of that. We're higher than that now. 2275 on SoFi, just past its high of the day right now on only 702,000 shares. SoFi running up 24 cents a share right now. $16 gain on GameStop, almost $17 gain on GameStop. 11 cents on ATI, 58 on Gore's. SoFi, 2277, definitely leading the way here. Something's happening. The Dow is only off 70 now. We've gained 50 points in 10 minutes. We're down 64. We've gained 60 points in 10 minutes on the Dow Jones. All right, there you have it. We're getting stuff going on here. Suggested new name change, Printing Money with Uncle Bruce. GameStop is riding up. You got it. Let's see. Uncle Bruce, I bought options and then exercised. Now I'm sweaty. Now what? I don't know why you're exercising options. I don't tell you to do that. Thumbs up's needed for all of us. All green today. SoFi's green now, 2262. Way to go, DDD. 2.2 million volume on GameStop. 217.86 up 17.49 as we are threatening to go higher again. The high now, 219 on the day, and it's at just under 218 right now, taking another shot. 218 on GameStop just right now. What about all the share dilution? Not a worry. You sell stock as it goes up. You just keep raising the value of your company. This is not an issue. It's when you issue stock on the way down. That's when you have dilution problems, and that's the cruise problems. The cruise lines problems is they issued stock all the way down, down, down. GameStop is issuing stock all the way up, 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 and this is even better. 218 on GameStop. Alrighty, gave his opinion on SoFi. Kramer gave his opinion on SoFi. I don't know if it's good or not, but the stock took a bit of a shot. Uncle Bruce, have you looked at the new rules being implemented? Seems to be a big deal for the market. NSCC 02 moves from monthly liquidity deposits during options expiry periods to daily calculations. DM, I can't tell you what this means in detail. I'm not an expert in this stuff, but you know what? If it makes it harder to short stock and it makes it easier for the stock to be called in, I like it. That'll run these markets, especially these over-shorted stocks, especially stocks heavily shorted through option contracts like GameStop and AMC. So yeah, 218.67 on your GameStop right now. It's moving higher. I can't sell a call on Gore's earlier than July 16. I do not want to write one with their vote or meeting happening mid-July. That's right. You don't want to write anything. You want to be long on Gore's. You want to own call contracts. You don't want to write any calls on Gore's. No. Let's see here. Let's see. Bruce, I was joking with the share dilution. No worries. Don't know. Just seen it on Webull News headline under SoFi. Hey, Uncle B, how do you figure out how many individual shareholders there are? They do release the number from time to time. I've been getting a lot of indications through various media outlets that the number of shareholders that have come into the meme stocks are huge. This is why these shares have done what they've done in many cases. GameStop went from probably, bet you they only had 20,000 shareholders a year ago. Or if that, and now they're into hundreds of thousands, if not a million or more. It is massive. There's a reason why these shares are doing what they're doing and the way they're doing it. Anyway, what can I say? Did he say AMC is overly shorted? I do believe AMC has a huge short position on it, but I don't know if it's overly shorted to be like GameStop was. I don't know if there's like for every share out there, there's a share shorted. Don't know that, but I'm gonna guess that in the derivatives market, in the off market, in the over-the-counter market where there's no reporting to be done, I will bet you that there are more shares shorted on AMC and on GameStop and other shares than exist of all these companies by many times over, and that could also be affecting these markets. That's what I'm saying. Alrighty, what's going on? SoFi premiums are getting crazy again. There's thoughts here. I am thinking a lot of money is coming into the SoFi through the options markets where people are speculating on getting these contracts to take the leverage ride, and the shares, they do fluctuate. Right now, SoFi down 15 cents. It's at 22.36. We're talking fluctuation here. That is happening in the option market too, and the premiums are probably rising on these. I have a ton of Gores and bought 10 options. We're just looking to see if I could sell a couple that expire in 2 weeks. You don't want to do that. You do not want to do that. Gamer has been friends with CEO of SoFi since '95. He knows this guy. John, selling a 400 strike price for the January 22 premium is around 48 a contract, which is a 22% gain right now on your GameStop. You sell a $400 call for Jan 22, you can bring in $48 a share. That's $4,800 for every 100. You can utilize that kind of cash to diversify your holdings into other stock or buy GameStop on the dips, whatever. Yeah, that is a way to increase your shareholdings in GameStop quite nicely. Last I checked, SoFi was shorted at 40%. I tell you, this won't last long. And this will end badly for the shorters. When it ends badly. But what can I say? Bill, bought 50 more shares of GameStop. I think I've lost my mind. Free Thinker beautifully said, I did research as early as January into shorting and which companies were shorted. GameStop was at 140% short and AMC was 99% short the first time I checked. Let's go. Uncle Bruce, when should I consider exiting a losing call on a SPAC? It has 21 days before expiration. You got another week. You got about another week, and then you can do a rollover perhaps. Baking Bruce, would you still advise against writing covered calls on SoFi until it goes to at least to the 30 range? Yes, at least 30 plus. Yeah, don't be writing options now necessarily. You could theoretically write a $35 call long enough, but I would wait a while. Let the stock give you a run first, then take in premiums at maybe $40 calls, $45 calls, $50 calls. That's where you want to look at doing that. Those are public figures. I can only imagine derivative numbers. That's correct. The derivative numbers are scary, absolutely scary, unbelievable. Kayla, I did not know that SoFi was shorted so deep. I've been telling you guys, I've been mentioning it a few times, and I'll mention it again. My hunch, my guess is that SoFi is going to join the meme stock family because of the short positions that are rising against SoFi, against people who don't know what they're doing. Think that SoFi is going to become a meme favorite. And it's going to be followed by a lot of retail investors. And SoFi is going to be picked up by hundreds of thousands of investors as an investment against short positions. And I think it's going to really benefit you guys dramatically on the options premiums and on the stock performance. But right now, as I'm standing here, sitting here at 4 foot 8 inches tall, your little guy right here, 2209 on SoFi, down 42 cents. There's an attack happening on it right now. There is a short attack going on against SoFi, which I find ridiculous. I find it stupid. If it was $122, I could see it, but not at 22. I'm really surprised at that because any kind of buying coming into this market could run this to $50 a share like that and squeeze these guys to 75. This is a slingshot being, a bow and arrow being pulled back on SoFi right now. 2205 down 46 cents a share. This is a joke. This is ridiculous, and it's idiots who are going to get their clocks creamed. They are going to get taken down badly. They have no idea what they're messing with. They just don't get it. But hey, you need suckers and idiots to make money off of. And here it is right here. They're being shown to you in living color right now on the SoFi shares. There are absolutely idiots trying to short this thing, and I think they're going to get their clock clean. But hey, you know what? It's a free country. You can make and lose all kinds of money all the time. It's weird. It's weird. Jennifer, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm busy. I have been really, really busy.
You were on early.
I was. I did an alert, a member alert for the members of this channel, and told them about the GameStop financing. It's now $2.19 a share, by the way. We're at the new high, $2.20 a share. GameStop's popping
Brought in
again.
another $1 billion.
They've raised up $1.1 billion, and then I went live.
Isn't that insane?
I went live 35 minutes before airtime with a quick hi, how are you? Just using my phone and holding it in my hand.
Oh.
And after 5 minutes, my hand was getting tired. I had to switch hands. I can only do this for a while. Otherwise, I have to set it up on a tripod, and I'm too lazy to do it. And I thought, no, I got to go live now. So I went live with a quick update, and then I went live on this show, and now we're at 221 on GameStop. We're going to 222 on GameStop like butter. We're going through these resistance levels like butter. We're going there. It is 222 on GameStop right there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I don't know if CNBC is talking about them or not, but GameStop is really rolling up $21 a share. Now 223, just another dollar. Boom, just like that. GameStop is on a roll.
Just the anticipation of a bagel.
Just an anticipation of Bruce having a bagel is making this thing go like crazy.
Look at that.
I mean, do we have one left?
You have one left.
I have one bagel left. One bagel in this house. I did 4 live shows yesterday. I did a video last night. I did an update for my members this morning. I did a live show first thing this morning. I'm now live on the air. I have one bagel. I can't leave this house to get a darn bagel. We're trapped. It's unbelievable. We got this afternoon after I do all this work, I got to get out of here and get some bagels, man. It's critical. Anyway, yes, I would love a bagel today.
What are we gonna put on it?
I want egg on there.
Yeah.
A slice of cheese, some scrambled egg.
That onion flavor in there.
Toast up that bagel and man, thank you, Jen. It's we're getting one of those. Absolutely. Oh wow. Yeah, here we go. Gayotti, it's weird how long this has been going on. People already forget that AMC was the second most shorted stock behind GameStop back in January. AMC was always number 2 behind GameStop. You can't get enough premium on SoFi right now. Make it worth it, really. Nick, Uncle Bruce, I have 10 $15 SAVC calls at $10. I bought at $1.05, and they're selling at $1.15. Time for a rollover to get more time. October's? No. You have October. Don't worry about it. You're good. I just bought another one. More nail in the hedgie's coffin, says Aaron. GameStop right now is $2.22 a share. The high of the day right at the moment has been $2.23 already. GameStop is rolling and going higher. People are saying hi to Jen. My sister called me a derivative once. Aaron, Kayla, this is the way. Andrew, GameStop is hitting 220 and beyond. We've got Skull. There's a lot of videos covering short status of SoFi, so the name is already starting to spread. SoFi right now is running up again. It's at 220. It's 22.26. SoFi touched $22 even. It's now 22.26 on 1.1 million. There's no volume here. Whatever shorting is coming in, it's tiny. It's not a lot. There just has to be buyers picking up these dips, and that's what seems to be happening on SoFi. GameStop 224 now, 224.49 and running. Morning, Auntie Jen, says Jane. Aaron, Andrew, licked 220. Someone's thirsty. False. Cream their clocks, says false. Hostergaard, Danish donation here, Danish kroner. I bought one ME call for $1.50 premium, 17.5 strike price January. Was that a wise move? Yes, a wise move. Very well done. Beautiful job. Dougie, clean their clock. 224, not 219. Hi, Jen. Good morning, Jen. Hey, look, Bagel Fairy, it's Jen. 220 again. Good morning, Jen. Hello, Jen. They love Jen. 223.91. Good morning, Jen. There we are. Everyone's happy. Jen is up. Bruce, thanks for the SoFi opinion on the short attack. What are your thoughts on 23andMe being low? If the founders are looking to make money, wouldn't they be getting ready? Yeah, it'll come. They're patient people. They don't need to promote it in 5 minutes. They're billionaires already. Like they're already rich. This isn't like the first deal they've ever done, and they're really looking for it to pop right this second. They're rich already, and they have deep pockets and deep connections, and they will build a very wide base of support for this stock. And you can bet that anyone who knows these people personally are buying up this stock quietly and systematically. It's only down a dime right now at 1162. 23andMe is going to be massive, massive. So will SoFi. Pick your stock. 1504 on Gore's Holdings, up 78 cents. Kids, they're all going up right now. GameStop, 223. ATP, up 14 cents to 922. Gore's, up 77 cents to 1503. ME is coming up to break even. It's happening here. Hello. 223 on GameStop. So now what will happen on the SoFi with the short sales? Oh, they're going to get their clock clean. Green is pretty. 222, good morning, Auntie Jen. We'll get one of those head harnesses, and miners put their flashlights on. 222.22 it was. 223.89 it is. John Larson, Uncle Bruce, in the GameStop and AMC movie. Will you be playing the Biblo Baggins character with Bobbitt House? You know what? I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't watch this stuff. I'm too busy. It's bagel time. It's bagel time. Oh, man. The GameStop, go. What's that, Jen?
It's the Hobbit.
It's the Hobbit. She's saying it's the Hobbit, Uncle Bruce. It's the Hobbit. Oh, I don't know. Uncle Bruce, should I sell my 20 shares of GameStop and purchase 200 more shares of SoFi? I can't tell you. Your GameStop is up $23 a share right now. You might not be wanting to sell this right now. Let this GameStop take a run right now. It's looking good. If you've got one here, one there, you can't own it all. You can, that. So ride a winner. Good morning, Jen from Eddie. Kayla, I just got the extra one of the 210. Laugh a lot. I'll keep saying no more, but Nick, John, can you sell a Jan 22 950 call for 19 a share? How crazy is that? Yes, you can. Time to go bagel shopping. If you're going to write a $400 call now on GameStop, I bet you it's gone up in price. If you're thinking of writing a $500, it's gone up again. Ride the wave. See what happens. Can we order bagels for you? No, we'll get our own bagels later today. We just haven't. We cannot get out of the house. I cannot leave the house. I'm so exhausted when I'm done my shows. I have to sleep a little bit. And then it's dinner time, and I'm just vegging, and I'm loading up videos, and then it's time to go to bed, and there's no time to go shopping. But today I will get out, and we'll find bagels later today. It's going to be all right. Oh my gosh. I am laughing here. Bagel anticipation bullish. Oh no, Bruce went short on bagels. Can you ship bagels over the border? No. Uncle Bruce killing it. Kayla happens to me too. It's 222. Got an answer machine that can talk to you. Hello, Uncle Bruce. I saw being mentioned as short. How many percentage of short interest on SoFi? We're hearing different numbers. Someone said as much as 40%. I don't know if that's true. We're down 21 cents on SoFi to 22.30. We're at 22.22 on GameStop right now, 221.67. It's jumping around. Up 12 cents on ATIP at 9.22. We're at 15.06 on Gore's, up 80 cents today. And 23andMe is now 11.57, down only 15 cents. Wow, this is so awesome. He needs protein today. Uncle Bruce slammed some sausage into that thing. It's bagel time. Whoa, bagels with eggs. Bacon? What? I bought a few more. SoFi, Eddie R, beautifully done, man. Grab them now while you can. It's on sale, baby. You take this up. Fueling Uncle Bruce up just in time to go to the moon. Eddie R, I'm just all in at this point. I'm holding my GameStop. We're going to need caviar for our bagels. Eddie, Kayla, me too. YOLO made laugh. Okay. Options, newbie questions. Isaiah saying there are Gore calls for 10 at 560 for January. $10 calls, $5.60. My math says that's less than 80 cents more than the current price. Is that how it works? It seems like a no-brainer. Yes, if you buy $10 calls on Gore's, you're in the money, $5 a share right now. So yes, at 560, that is a very low premium to pay. I agree. And if you're getting one, that means you have 100 shares. And if the shares go to $20, then this call will be worth $10 book value plus a little bit of premium. They'll probably be worth 20, 21, maybe $11 a piece. So you'll be close to double your money. If the shares go to 25 anytime between now and January, they will be worth $15 a share book value. That's a triple of your money. So yes, that's the leverage of these calls. If you're looking at buying 1250s, they'll cost you more, but they'll have less book value. They'll cost you less, but they'll have less book value. If you buy 15s, there's very little book value, but you might be able to buy more of them to have more leverage. It's a question you have to ask yourself, which way do you want to go? How much capital have you got? Damn, nerves, ATIP, and so far are getting to me. Nervous sweating. Hang on. It's going to be great. You're going to do just fine. 922 on ATIP. This is a $30 stock. SoFi is a $50 stock. Relax. Enjoy the ride. Let it happen. Let's go. 224. We're at 220.50 right now. Let's get back up there. Wow. Go GameStop. Go. I just figured out how Uncle Bruce's Bagels actually is lunch. It's more like brunch. Run, Forrest, run. Let's go, baby. Bagel power. 250 for ME 121 strike 1250. That's a call option at 1250 on games. ME, it's out of the money, but that's the premium on it. I'm going to have to watch The Big Short again today. Yeah, bought $1,000 of BOX IPO when Kramer hyped the crap out of it. First and last time I bought an IPO. First and last time I listened to Kramer for stock picks. Hostedgaard is a new member. Welcome to the channel, Hostedgaard. I'm glad you made it. This is good stuff. Another great member has joined us. Thank you so much. Uncle B, AB, the tax IRS horror stories you hear about is some guy claiming his business is a religion, never paid taxes for years, not simple stock trades. Get that money you want, have complex taxes. Exactly. Don't worry about it. Thanks. Figured I was spending just the same in Super Chats. I might as well become a member. I love it. Let's see. Welcome, Östergaard. You can always keep making Super Chats. I won't hold you back. You can always make PayPal donations, which are even better. I won't hold you back either. FS Panu. Uncle Bruce, is it worth buying 100 shares at $6 US a share and then sell an option at $12 US strike price with a $1 US dollar per share for 16th of July? If you're selling a $12 call against a $6 purchase and you're getting $1 up front, you're bringing your purchase price to $5. And there you go. If you're happy holding the stock with a $5 cost, great. If it goes to 12 and you get taken out, great. If it goes to 8 and the option dies worthless, great and great. You made $1 on your contract. Your stock went up $2. You're up $3 on your $6 investment. 50% return between now and July. Nice. Write a new contract after that. Very good. Markets are going higher on a couple of these stocks here. We've got 14-cent down dip now on SoFi only, 22.37. It's coming back on again. Volume on SoFi, 1.22 million. The low of the day, $22. We're now 22.37 coming back on. ATIP up 14 cents to 9.22. Gores at 15.06 up 80 cents. And ME, 23andMe, only down 8 cents now to 11.64. They're getting better and better and better. Vector's up 3 cents. Navsite up 2 cents. Vanik Vector's up 44 cents. The Dow down only 40 points. The Dow is down only 40. S&P is up 3.2 and Nasdaq's up 13. The markets are coming on now.
Ooh, here's coming on.
Here's what's coming on, baby. A bagel with egg and cheese, and we got some ketchup here. Thank you, Jen, so much.
I remembered the ketchup.
She remembered the ketchup all by herself.
And here's where you can see how they're tinier because there's way more egg.
Yeah, the egg is all over the bagel. The bagel is, these are small bagels.
Only got one size round pan. So yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, this is going to be awesome.
It's sauce. A little warm.
Little on the warm side. That's why we have cool,
delicious,
delicious ketchup to help offset the temperature change,
Or you could just wait a second.
You could wait a second or blow on it. Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Give you a little protein load there. Yeah.
Uncle Bruce needs a protein load. He's been working today. He's been working hard. 221.64. I'm going up on GameStop again. Woohoo.
Bagel power.
Bagel power. It's all about the bagel power, Miss Jen. Thank you so much. She's going to feed a cat now. Mm-hmm.
The cat's never as appreciative as you are.
Funny.
I know.
Funny how cats are.
She's got an attitude.
A stray cat has an attitude. Wow.
Get the stink eye more times than not.
Crazy. Damn it, Jim says, I must have bumped my head. I'm seeing only green. Something's wrong. There's this red thingy coming to the green thingy, and I think we're the green thingy. I'm not sure if this is working out. Let's go, says Justin. Anti-PC. Oh, my God, I'm dying. Jen gets it from the next room. It's the Hobbit. It's the Hobbit. She gets it. Oh, man. We have 880 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for the thumbs ups today. Hope you're having fun today. I'm having fun today. What a day. What an incredible day. Lots going on here. I mean, a ton. Gore's up to 15.09 now, up 89 cents. It is having a great day today. 23andMe is only down 15 cents now. AMC down to $1.78. That's coming back too. That might be the best level for AMC on the day. 50. Well, okay, it's 53.82. Yeah, it just did touch 55, so it is having a bit of a run here as it is topped out and backing up, and it might take another shot. ATIP 922 up 13 cents. Gore GameStop 219.72, and SoFi 22.33. That's where we're at right now. Watching this market, and I gotta get my phone to behave itself as I try to get it to stand up. Cheers, everybody! We got the bagel going here. Yeah. Hostergaard says, thanks to everybody, wishing him a nice welcome. Appreciate it. Starting to watch Bruce back in January and figured it was time to pay some back. Thank you, my man. Drew, give us the number to your local store and we'll all complain about the lack of bagels. I am back. Woohoo, go GameStop. Jen is the best. You are lucky, Bruce. Uncle Bruce, would you consider writing a GameStop contract today or wait a bit until it reaches a higher high? Look, as I was saying first thing this morning, you got to wait for this stock to settle itself out, figure out what it's doing. The street is figuring out as the minutes go by, more and more people are figuring out, you know what? The guys at GameStop raised $1.1 billion at $224. This stuff's only $219 a share. We could buy it for less than these other investors are paying for $1 billion of this stuff. Think about that. There are investors out there to put $1 billion into this company at 224 share. It's a 219. Hello. This should be at 260, 270, 280 on that reaction. It hasn't happened yet. There is a bow being pulled back here. I would wait a little bit, let the stock do a little bit of a run, maybe to get to the 230, 240, 250 level, then take a look at 300s, 350s, 400s, 450s, 500s, depending on how long you want to write the contract for. This is a grocery store. They don't care. They're gigantic. They don't care. They won't even answer the phone. I'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll be fine. Olga, thank you, Olga, for your donation on PayPal. You're wonderful as always. Thank you so much. Sebastian, how you doing, buddy? Are you doing all right, Sebastian? You're with Olga, I believe. Welcome to the show today. I had imagine a third channel, Shopping with Uncle Bruce, where we pick out the bagels, the best bagels in town. I'd watch that. Oh, man. Mark Blue Skies, no, just no. You don't sell GameStop. Buy and hold and wait until it gets to the 1,000, then hold even longer. DeWitt, $5 donation. Uncle, good morning, Uncle Bruce. I have 300 shares at GameStop. Average cost $180. What's the ideal time strike price for writing a covered call? Well, that depends. Depends on your other portfolio as a whole. I mean, if you only own this and nothing but this, you could use a call option to buy more of this. You could do that. You sell call contracts for $40 a piece. So you'll bring in 12 grand. You can buy 12 grand of stock at 219. Get more. You could do that. I think it's a great idea. If just think about this. if enough shares of GameStop held by retail investors had options written against them that allowed 1 million shares of GameStop to bring in enough money to buy 20% more stock, that's 200,000 more shares of GameStop being bought up from cash, from option gamblers into the stock, which is a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way to get the shares to go higher because you're buying up stock on the open market. You're taking it out. These are shares being bought by people who will hold the stock long term. It's not for flip. The stock isn't available for a flip. So theoretically, if you have 10 million shares of GameStop and options being written on it over the days and the weeks ahead, that translated into 2 million more shares being bought by those writers of stock to be taken off the street, up we go again. I mean, that's just a win-win. Even don't worry about these folks getting exercise. They're writing calls at 400, 500 a share 3-4 months from now. So these shares aren't these people won't lose their stock or anything like that. They're just taking these huge premiums and buying up more paper to tighten it up to get it into the 300 level. Then when those expire worthless, they rewrite new contracts on all the stock they have now, and they buy up another 2 or 3 million more shares and take it off the street. The option players are actually helping themselves by buying contracts on these stocks because the option writers, the sellers, are taking cash and could be putting it into the stock and buying it up to run it higher. It's a win-win-win. This is why if you're a shareholder of AMC, I keep telling you guys, write $75 call contracts, $80 call contracts, good for 3 or 4 months, take in some ridiculous premiums, huge money, and buy up more AMC. Go ahead and help yourselves. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that strategy. It's a win-win strategy. You're not making any hedge fund any money, believe me. Caesar has 800 shares of SoFi. I want to get some of that sweet premium. What's the best options for me? Well, my recommendation is wait until the stock reaches 30, 35, and then take a look at writing $45 or $50 call contracts. We'll see what the market looks like at that point in time. Right now, sit tight. Mark Blue Skies, this is the way. I just bought SoFi $22.50 and a $4.99 strike price for 2021, 2022. Was that a good call? So you bought a $22.50 call option on SoFi for $5 for January. It's expensive. It's an at-the-money call, but if the stock reaches 30, 35, you're laughing. No doubt about that. Hold your GameStop. Chris, I have SoFi calls for July 16th. Should I hold until the week of the 16th? Or also should I buy more further out now? Well, if the shares take a pop today or tomorrow and you can sell these and roll over into January, so you take a look at that. That might be an idea. Happy bagel time. Just saying, in case people don't know, if you write a covered call against the stock, you cannot sell the stock until that contract expires, or if you buy the contract back, then you can sell your stock. So if you sell till January, you hold until January, you'll have to buy the option back. That is correct. That is true. You'll be paid a huge premium right now for the time, and you can do whatever you want with that money. But if you do want to buy the call back, you have to have the cash to do so when the time comes. Otherwise, wait it out, and then you either get exercised out between now and then, or the call dies worthless, and you write another call, bring in another $40, $50 a share. There we go. I will sell one. Uncle Bruce says to sell. Keep it simple and smooth. Sometimes the best thing to do is do nothing. There you go. Let's go here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for coming in here. All kinds of comments. Trying to keep up on all of these here. Thank you, everybody. Okay, I got my SoFi. Let's go. Here we go. SoFi 22.24, GameStop 217. ATP up 14 cents to 922. Gores 14.93 up 67. And 23andMe only down 6 cents now. 11.66 is coming back on again. Let's go here. I want to write another $500 January call for a $100 premium. Got to wait for the run to 300 though. I got you. I got you. Here you go. And you could well get this. You may find, we may find that it kind of settles in here, 215 of it, and takes another shot. Maybe 225, 230, 235. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to do that much today, but it's having a good day, and the options are going up. There's no doubt about that. I don't know about this, Michael. Yeah. I'm kind of wondering month end. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to think about that, Michael. I'm not sure. Of course, every Friday option expiration, right? There's also that. Steve, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Rob, I sold my call options at 96, bought them back a couple days later for 40. Beautifully done. Matthew, thank you for becoming a new member. Thank you, Matthew. Welcome. Joining the bagel eating YouTuber as we're following the markets in plain English as best we can. It's already been a long day. I've been up since 3 this morning. It's now 7:41, and we are following the markets today. Cheers to all of you. The Dow is only down 11 points. It's at its high of the day right now, down 11. S&P is up 4.7. NASDAQ up 7.3. The market's going higher. And that's a good sign. Nice to see that. The Dow hit its low of the day of 30 minutes into the market, and now it's had a nice run ever since. And it's at its high of the day right now. How about that? Fantastic. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. $40 likes to go, and we might have 1,000 thumbs ups today. Is that right? How we doing on this channel today? We have 693, only 693 so far. Thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. If you're able to throw me a thumbs up this morning, that would really help out. The channel will get a little momentum. 1,000 thumbs ups would make a nice definite difference with regard to the artificial intelligence computers at YouTube. They will promote this channel aggressively. So if you're able to throw us a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. We are 997 right now. There it is, 998. There's the update right there. My channel was stuck on the old number. Fabulous, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. There it is, 1,000 thumbs ups right now. Only 32 on the downside. We've got a 33-to-1 ratio on up versus down. Thank you for hitting that button for us today. It is really, really appreciated. 215.50 on GameStop. High of the day of 225 today. The low of 209. The company raised money, $1.12 billion at $224 a share. 5 million shares. That has been done. And they are cash rich now, $1.9 billion cash on hand. They are in really good shape from a financing point of view. Now the new management has all the ammo they need to really get this thing going. Fantastic. Let's see. Let's see. What's going on here? Yeah, my biggest issue, Vilba says, my biggest issue with writing GameStop covered calls so far out is that for a stock like GameStop that is so much time for all sorts of wild stuff to go on, and I'm banking out the wild stuff being in our favor. Well, wild stuff means swings, right? And if you own the stock and you do nothing, you're going to let the swings do this. And you're just going to endure that. If you are an option writer and you have a swing up on the stock price and you write options, whether they're a month out, 3 months out, 8 months out, doesn't matter, whatever you're writing, and the shares do swing lower, those calls will drop in value quickly. You can buy them back and lock in a profit on them and just wait your turn to let the stock take another run and write another set of options, let the market back off a bit, contracts collapse in price, buy them back again. You can play that game numerous times while the shenanigans are going on. Take the money and buy more stock if you want, or buy something else, or pay bills, or whatever you need to do. That's available to you, but being an option writer. Otherwise, you're just sitting there watching the show. I smell money. Depends on how far out of the money your contract is. Might just want to wait till it expires to zero if the strike is still out of the money. Steve, hey, Uncle Bruce, a friend of mine just said that the Gore Matterport shareholder meeting is set for July 20. That is correct. We knew that yesterday, Steve. We talked about that yesterday. I did mention it this morning, but I haven't mentioned it for a while. Thank you for the reminder. Vilbus, that's exactly why I would never write one on GameStop until after the squeeze. Well, free thinker, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But if you're writing calls in the meantime, you are able to bring in additional capital, which you can use to buy more stock, which puts more of a squeeze on the stock. This is just a fact. You can take option money and buy more GameStop shares and make it even more difficult to buy for the shorters. All of you can do this if you wish to. It's available to you. All right. Isaiah, Michael, my experience with GameStop is the opposite. They tend to drop at the end of the week and raise the beginning. That's what I've been seeing anyway. Bruce, do you like leaps? I have nothing against leaps. Leaps are a long form of a contract. They're, instead of being a one-year option contract, they can be a 2 or a 3-year option contract. I don't have a problem with leaps. I just don't invest in them because it's just too far out. I just don't follow them much. I had a little cash, Bruce, help me make a little more, so I give a little back. Thank you, Matthew. Rob, I'm assuming in the money, but trying to allow time for more growth, but not to exercise for the cost. Vincent, if you write cover calls against GameStop, you don't have to sit and hold them until expiration. You can always buy them back on dips and pocket the difference. There you go. Get out from under the contract, rinse and repeat. Exactly. Maybe a right away out of the money call with the nearest expiry possible. The premiums wouldn't be the best, but it's still free money. There is that too. That is true. John, I've been writing GameStop call option contracts about 20, 30% out of the money each week and collecting premium this whole time. And each time it's around a 200 to 400% return. It's very good on an annualized basis. Kirk, Bruce, I'm at work eating an egg and cheese bagel stuffed with shrimp, listening in. Oh man, you're killing me. First, 1K, Bruce, you got 1,000 thumbs ups. Rabbit, Bruce, you've got more than 600. I was your 100, 900 first. We just hit 1,000. Thank you, everybody. We did it. I smell money. You have a few options. Wait till it expires, hopefully worthless. If not, you get exercised, bought out at your strike price, then wait for the dip, buy it back with your proceeds. Exactly. I smell money. If you cannot buy it back now, hopefully at a cheaper premium, you got paid for it, write another further out. There's that. Thoughts on SoFi and ATIP? Calm my nerves, Bruce. I like them a lot. How about that? You'll be fine. SoFi is down 39 cents and ATIP is up 15. That's where we're at right now. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Do you recommend buying short-term GameStop call? Nope, I don't. Don't recommend buying them at all. John Larson, can you explain that a little more? Are those short-term calls? You can write short-term calls. You can write medium-term calls. You can write long-term calls. If you're going to write a short-term call, don't write 600s. You're not going to get anything for them. If you're going to write a short-term call, say for this Friday, write a 300. Write a 280. For next week Friday, write a 280, 300 as well. Take some nice premiums for those. Thank you very much. Let's keep going. Rob, that $100 call you wrote on GameStop was awesome. I'm waiting to follow in your footsteps. Rob, what's cooking Wendy at Venable? He did it first and for 115. Vilbus, Bruce, this is why I follow you. My problem is holding onto enough free cash to buy them back when it dips. Laugh out loud. Rice Smell Money says, Rob, sorry. I mean, for when we bought call options, TD has an auto exercise to buy. To avoid that for our SPACs, just looking for a time frame instead to sell instead of exercise before expiration. Edward, why do you suggest writing short contracts on GameStop but not the SPACs? Because I like the idea of just being ahead of the market, maybe 15% or so, and taking in nice, big, fat, juicy premiums every couple of weeks. So you can write like a 2-week contract, maybe that has 10 days of life in it. Bring in 15, 20 bucks a share. That's nice cash. If you can do that once or twice a month, if you can bring in $30 a month on your GameStop stock for just holding it, it's $1 a day. How many shares you got? 200 $200 a day, 7 days a week. Are you making that much money at work? Bring in the cash, man. Add it to your balance. Add it to your wage. Move up the grade. Yeah. GameStop, January 23rd, call for a $440 strike price, 122 bucks. Net 9,300 for 100 shares. Well, you would get I don't know how you're already getting 9,300 from. If you're getting a $122 premium for a 440 call, you could take it out. You're taking out 440 plus 122. You're getting 560. I don't know where the 9,300 comes from. I'm not sure how you're coming up with that money. Fresno. Nobody goes to Fresno anymore. Okay, Rob. I smell money. Oh, you want calls, and yes, you would want to sell it before it expires. If it's in the money, or you'll be forced to buy the stock. Yes. What did I miss? Nothing. I am McLovin. There's nothing going on. You're 214 on GameStop. They raised $1.1 billion. There's nothing happening. It's quiet. John, yes, short-term contracts. That way I can keep it close to where the stock is trading, not getting any shares bought out. Bruce's classes will cover these things. That's right. GameStop 2030 call and then it's covered call. Is that a good one again? Yeah, I don't. This is the same message. I don't know what you're talking about. Your numbers don't add up. Free thinker. I choose to endure that. It's a great show to sit and watch. I understand the math on it regards to me missing out. I believe things you don't or won't admit to about off-market manipulation. It's all good. Whichever way you want to play this market, it's okay. There's no judgment on this. It's up to you to do it the way you like. SoFi 22.15 down 36 cents. GameStop 213.55 up 13.48. ATIP up 23 cents to 9.32. AMC 53.30 down 2.39. Gorse 14.78 up 52. 23andMe down 3 cents to 11.69. Fifth Wall up 2 cents to 11.48. Vector down 2 cents to 10.39. NAVSite unchanged. Starboard unchanged. That's where we're at right now. The Dow is now positive. It has gone to the green. The first time all day the Dow has gone up. To add to the 580-point gain yesterday, it's now adding again. We're now up 26 points. S&P up 8, NASDAQ up 11. More cash coming into the market, more value in the market. The market is getting richer. This is good for your stocks. The more the markets rise, the more capital in the marketplace. And a sliver of these dollars end up finding their way into your stocks. This is just how this works. More money into the shares outstanding as a whole is a good thing. SoFi 22.12, GameStop 213.96, 213.96. Looks like it wants to go back to 214. Good sign. That's a good sign. We want to see the markets improve. The more, the merrier, I say, for sure. I Smell Money says, Rob and Uncle Bruce, selling a call contract before expiration makes sense. But when is it the point of no return with the exponential decline of the premium? It's different for each stock. That's something we're going to be covering later. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Enzo Maniac. Good morning. Aaron, Brucey, have updated your stock SPAC lists after ME ATP completion, posted on Facebook group, and also emailing you the high resolution copies. Thank you. We'll update that later. Damn it, Jim, when you are quickly reading comments, Bruce, I add random airplane, Caddyshack, Anchorman quotes just to hear you read them. Your dearest friends are your worst enemies sometimes. What can I say? Host regard, I kind of want to try my hands at selling some calls and make some money for AMC. Maybe what would be a good way to do that? Well, again, AMC is at what, 53.91. Take a look at AMC contracts, maybe 70s, 75s, or 80s. Between 3 months, like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months in time. Look at all of them over those, and then pick the one that gives you the premium you like, the strike you like, and then write those. There you go, and you should be able to bring in some cash. And right on, Aaron. Damn it, Jim, laughing out loud. You can just call me Enzo. You got it, buddy. Rob, I smell it. If your call is in the money, you should be able to sell for a profit now. Personally, I wouldn't wait too long. Sell it for a profit, roll it over into a new one. I would always roll forward. I do not want to hold contracts that have very little time left. I really don't want to be caught in that trap. Do not want to be caught in that trap. Got to get out there. Mark, GameStop, $2 billion in the bank. Hedgies have to be nervous. Lots of ammo to trigger short squeeze, merger, dividend, stock split, takeovers, you name it. Surely you can't be serious. My name is not Shirley. I've told you that before. What is happening, Bagel family? Come on for 5 minutes to say hi to you all and give Uncle Bruce a daily dose of thumbs ups. Thank you. And Nitin Bin, thank you so much for that. We have thumbs ups today of 1,100 and counting. A very good day today on the thumbs ups count. Thank you, everybody, for your support today. 213.03 on GameStop, up 12.66 right now. And like I say, we're running along here. The Dow is now positive, up 23 points. The S&P is up 9, and Nasdaq's up 17. Oil is up 11 cents. So we've got a better day happening there. We'll take it. SoFi's had a very interesting day, up and down day today, really back and forth. The high of the day, $22.82. The low, $22. And that happened in the span of 5 minutes. The shares went to $22.82, and 5 minutes later, they were at $22 a share. Then they were back to $22.35, and right now they're at $22.12. There has been short selling coming into the stock aggressively. When the stock has a high, it gets hit, and then it meanders back and gets hit again, and it comes back, it gets hit again. There's a pattern going on SoFi that is unmistakable, purely being manipulated. My hunch, though, is that eventually this stock will break out. And when it breaks out, it will take a lot of victims with it. The victims I'm talking about, short sellers. There are short sellers all over SoFi, and they are going to get creamed and crushed. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you what time. I don't know what day. But when it happens, it's going to be brutal. And these guys are going to lose a ton of cash, and those who go long are going to make a lot of money on SoFi. But it's at the moment $22.07 a share, and to me, it's an absolute steal. Uncle Bruce, wouldn't writing numerous sequential weekly calls culminate more premium over time than a call written further out? Yes, Dr. G, that can happen, but then you have to be much more on top of your market. Whereas if you write a call further out, you can sort of set it and forget it. Plus, you have the advantage of writing a higher premium priced call for a higher strike price. And that also gives you a reward on the capital gain side. Because in the short term, you're not going to write $600 call options on GameStop. On the long term, you might. And that's the difference right there. All righty. YOLO, Uncle Bruce, Stummers with Bruce, you work so hard for us. You deserve 100,000 likes. Well, I thank that. I hope for that. Love that. Thank you. Rob, Uncle Bruce, the problem I have with you is that you give us far too many options on how to make money, and I can't figure out which is the best for me. Can I just give you my account and you make me the most money? No. Can't help you there. You got to stick around and learn all this stuff and take the classes and learn some more stuff. And you're going to have fun here. Rob, thank you for the feedback. Followed the Gen Plus calls for SPACs and wanted to keep a general mental data to sell. Uncle Bruce, you've mentioned rolling over our options once a week at the same strike price. How does that put money in our pockets? Does the premium continue to rise, assuming the share price is rising? The thinking is that if the shares kind of stick around in the same neighborhood, the call you wrote last week will shrink in value. You'll buy it back lower, lock in your gain, write a new call for the next week at a higher premium. The next week it shrinks again. You buy it back at a lower price, write a new call. Hopefully you'll write a call just ahead of the stock all the time. And sometimes you have gains on your stock more than your call. Other times you have gains on your call more than your stock. That's how this can go. Aaron Bruce, what's your best guess at this dribbling down on GameStop from 224 to 212? Just some paper hands or slow attacks? This is called normal. This is normal stock trading. You get people who get aggressive. You get people aggressively shorting or going long. You get the battle of the Hatfields and McCoys, the longs and the shorts. This is the market. Like I say, I like the story on GameStop more than I don't. And so I'm thinking there's a higher future for it. What can I say? Methinks shorters have a penchant for shorting stocks that emerge through the SPAC route. Emerge through the SPAC route, shorting a penchant for shorting stocks. Shorters have a penchant for shorting stocks. Maybe, Rob. But I want to just lie on a beach and take naps. There you go. Uncle Bruce, I have a November 21 $7.50 strike price on ATIP long position. I paid $370 on it. Shall I roll it into February? No, you're not going to roll it into February. No, you're not. Why would you do that? You have a November call right now. You've got months. Wait for the stock to go to $20 first, then we'll see what happens. Short attack by Hedgies. Thank you. I love the stock and will continue to hold. Just interesting to watch, says Aaron. Devil and Satfield. I don't know what that means. Think about all the people who bought GameStop at 200, 210 over the last few days. They could sell this morning for a $10, $20 gain. Profit sharing. It's true. They could, or they could hold it and watch it go even higher. Day trading, etc. There's that. Yes. Lots going on. Lots of possibilities. Lots of variables on these shares when they move. We know how these shares can move. You know what GameStop can do day to day. We're used to it. It's nothing for the stock to move 10, 15, $20 in a day, either direction. It's like no big deal. It just happens all the time. If you're an option writer, you'll love it. If you're an option writer, you can really enjoy these swings and take big advantage of them from time to time. And I think that's fantastic. 22.10 on SoFi, 213 on GameStop, 942 on ATIP, up 34 cents now. AMC 53.18, Gores 14.76, ME 23andMe 11.63. Those are the stocks we follow the most on this channel as we watch them do their thing. And we're keeping an eye on this market and see what's going on. Let's go. There you have it. Folks have been into this stock for quite some time, and they're not getting shaken out. I think it's great. There's some of you who've been writing options the whole time, and you're enjoying it. I think it's great. And there's all kinds of possibilities here. If you only have 25 shares at 185 average for GameStop, is it better to buy stock, or since my shares are low, just buy calls? GameStop calls are extremely expensive and have a very high premium, and you're probably better off just buying the stock and just accumulating it slowly but surely. Steamboat, we're coming to get you. Hang on and buckle up. Palm Beach building, Uncle Bruce. So why isn't SoFi moving faster? I know you're not a conspiracy theorist, but don't you think there are other forces that are keeping a wet blanket on it? Is this normal? The only people asking this are the ones who are long and who want to return right away. And I get it. I totally understand why you think that way. It's week number 3 for SoFi. And that's all you have to know. It's so early. Only 10% of the market knows they exist. The other 90 don't even know what's going on yet. They have to figure this out. AB, haven't written a contract yet. When you write a contract, do you collect the premium now or at expiration? You get the premium right now. It's like short selling. You get the money now. And you can do whatever you want with the cash. You don't have to keep it in the account. You can take it out. You can buy other stuff with it. You're just now obligated to either hold the contract till it expires, and hopefully that's worthless, or you're obligated to that your shares could be called from you, hence the term call option. Your shares could be called from you at the exercise price you've set, which means a bunch of cash shows up in your account. Now you can do whatever you want. You can buy the stock right back that you just had sold from you. You could buy them back and rewrite new calls because the old call's gone now. Or the third option is you could buy the call contract back. So if the shares drop and or stay here, but the contract slumps in value because it's expiring not too long from now, it will decrease in value. You can buy it back for the lower price. Pocket the difference, and you're off the hook. And you can write a new contract whenever you want, for whatever strike you want, for whatever length you want, again, whenever you want. So if you're writing 1 month contracts, 3 months into the month, that contract has dropped 3/4 of its value, you could just buy it back whenever, all of them back, and turn around and write a new 1 month contract again, 3 weeks, it has three more weeks of life to it at a higher price. So you buy this one back at 1/4 of the price you sold it for, sold another one at the high price, again, at the new 100% price, in order to get ready to buy it back when it slumps. You can do this again and again and again and again all the time. Anyway, there you go. Slowly but surely. I thought your name wasn't Shirley. Why isn't this $400 yet, though, Bruce? Why isn't it $400? When it comes to our SPACs and taking off slowly, I just remind myself that a year from now, a few weeks or a month is merely a blip in time. That's right. That's right. That's how you got to look at it. Rob, Sitting Bull says, Rob, have bought and never sold GameStop for the late January at all various price points. Last buy yesterday, 100 at 201.50. Beautiful job. AB Premium is now. Gotcha, Bruce. Thanks for your sage and wisdom. AB, you get paid now. I did that with AMC. Got paid out at $45. Need to jump back in. Wax on, wax off. Patience, Daniel saying. So you have averaged down through the months. And Rob, the great short squeeze, ever to be permitted again. Drew, when do you cut your losses on a bad bet? I've been limiting my mistakes since watching your channel, but I have some lingering ones I'd rather forget about and move into something more promising. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Well, when you, if you're going to sell a situation where you have a gain, you have a winner and you're going to sell it, you may want to sell losers against that to negate the tax issue. That's always an idea, but you have to decide yourself. Mike, 500 is better for SoFi. DM, Sitting Bull, average up, average down, average up again. This is the way. Sitting Bull, Bama Babe. Well, not necessarily. My average price has actually gone up about $60. Free thinker, a mixture of shorters, day traders, swing traders, profit taking buy alongs, and or synthetic shares entering the market can explain this price movement. OBV is moving with action, not many naked signs. There you go. Palm Beach Building. Thank you for this super sticker. $20 super sticker. Thank you. Is SoFi for me having a bigger sale right now? Is SoFi or me having a bigger sale right now? You will not stay sitting for long. Cash covered put on SoFi, $15 strike price for January 2023 at $4.55. Is this free money? I don't know about free money, but it's a juicy looking deal. The SoFi is now $21.89, down 62 cents. This might be near the low of the day on 1.9 million, 21.82. This is near the low of the day right now. Puzzling to me while anyone would be selling the stock aggressively down. I really don't know why, but there are shorters out there. GameStop 213.49. Looks like it's getting a little better right now. A little inching up there. ATIP up 26 cents to 9.36. Gores 14.77 up 51 cents. And 23andMe down 12 cents to 11.60 a share. I bought an in-the-money call for the first on SoFi yesterday. So I bought an in-the-money call, SoFi, $17.50 strike price for a $7.20 premium expiring January 22. Did I do this right? Tinkering with options while I wait for classes to begin. So you got a call for $720. It's a $17.50 strike price. The call contract at the time was probably $5 in the money. So you may have paid a $2.20 premium if that. The stock right now is $21.85. So the shares have gone down 86 cents or 66 cents today. But at $21.85, a $17.50 is $4.35 in the money. So 4.35. So that's 5.35, almost $3. You're about $3 out of the money right now. And I'm guessing that your contract is trading at what, $6 something right now? Is my hunch. It's probably off like 60 cents a share right now, maybe 70 cents a share. I don't know for sure what it is, but it's in this neighborhood. SoFi needs to basically reach $25 a share, and you've got a $7.50 book value for your contract plus whatever time is on top of it. It's probably going to be a $9 or $9.50 contract. So at $25 a share, you're already ahead of the curve on this thing. It goes to 30. You've got a $12.50 premium on your contract, book value on the contract, plus probably a $1 premium. So you'll probably be trading at $13.50. You'll almost double your money. So you can see the kind of upside you have based on what the stock should do. But now the question is, when will it do it? And so we sit by and stand by and keep an eye on it. All right. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Let's go. Rob is saying it's a bit of a high premium, but it's in the money. Probably going to be all right. DM, Drew, I cut losses on some over-the-counter stocks yesterday after months of staring at 50% losses. I took the money, bought some more GameStop. I think it depends on the immediate opportunity can always hold forever. There you go. GameStop right now, $213.19. AB, if I own 300 SoFi and 500 Gores Matterport, and if and when these get into the $100 range, what kind of monthly returns could we be looking at writing contracts? Ballpark roughly. Well, this is hard to say. It depends on how fast they go there. Stocks that run up quickly will have unbelievably high premiums. Upwards of 15-20% premiums are easily catchable. But stocks that are steady, like IBM's, Apple's, these kinds of stocks, those option premiums are very slight, 2%, 3%, 1%. So it varies. Right now, SoFi has very high premiums on their contracts because of the anticipation of what SoFi is capable of doing at any moment. Any kind of a buy program coming into SoFi. A friend of Chalmouth's comes in here and buys up 5 million shares as an investor and wants to go long on this stuff. That could run to $30 in an hour. I mean, it would take nothing. That takes these contracts to unbelievable levels, and that's why they're such high premiums. So these here, they could give you very healthy premiums if they reach that level in short order. On the other hand, even in the $30 to $40 ballpark, they might offer you a 10 to 15% premium on not too long a time frame contract, and that is exceptionally good. Anyway, lots of whales in here laughing out loud. I feel so confused when I hear so much talk about options, derivatives, and such. Just stand by there, Ace. Hang in there. We're learning more every day. Beach Boy, you see, I caught that first post robbing the hood gamma with the media portrays as squeezing, and doubled my position back then. Okay, Mark, they're gonna have to call this the whale show soon. Ace, see you guys later, guys. Ace, that's how I felt too when I first started watching Bruce. Gave it time, and I soaked up the info. Ace, and ask Uncle B questions. I bought 4 contracts for ME, December 17, 2021. I bought 4 call contracts for 23andMe. These are $12.50 calls for $220. Right on. They're just out of the money by about 90 cents. You got December. That's okay. Bill, Ace, baby steps. We'll get there. Right now, I buy and I hold. Mark Blue Sky, I'm swimming with whales. Fresh and free. Reduced sugar Welch's Concord grape jelly and squeeze bottle. Having a peanut butter and jelly instead, or Newport, Rhode Island, looking at old money people. I don't know about this reduced sugar. I don't know about that kind of jelly. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but whatever. I missed the days when I was able to follow up. I already bought a couple of books, but it's not the same since I'm working from home, says Ace. Beach Boy, best of luck with your non-cookies and milk money, man. Damn it, Jim. What is it? Volatility is king in the option market. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your support, says Ace. I smell money. Bruce, why would shorter term calls have more value than longer term? That I don't know. That is an anomaly. I would be buying the longer terms. I just avoid. If you own shorter terms and you can get more for them than you can replace them for, and you go longer, make the move now. I don't know what that's. Don't know what if that's real or not. If that's a misprint. Free thinker Mick Jones. Uncle Bruce, can you explain what would happen to someone who wrote 2 GameStop covered calls for February 23rd, stock price $44, $65 strike price, expired first Friday of March. Let's say the premium was $350. All right. Something's wrong with this picture. Are you talking about AMC? Maybe. Are you perhaps talking to me about AMC and not GameStop? Because if it's 2 AMCs, February the 23rd, stock price 44 with a $65 stock price. But then again, AMC is trading at 53. So I am lost here. Free thinker, you got to have to help me here. Resend this message with the right stock because neither makes sense to me. Good one, Sitting Bull. Let's go. Sitting Bull, thank you. I appreciate it. Luck isn't a factor here. The stock has been known secret on Wall Street. CNBC will not talk about it. But Vilbus Ace, I knew practically nothing back in February when I started watching Uncle Bruce, but just keep watching and you will pick this up. Right. I am still working through these call and also waiting for the classes. When I go to do the call, do I do a covered call or just a regular call? I tried to read through each, but it's still unclear. Ride side by side. Right. I don't know what it is you want to do. I don't know what it is you're trying to do. I'm not sure if you're trying to buy a call option because you want to buy a call option for the upside of the stock's run on one of these SPACs, or are you talking about GameStop here? Or are you talking about Gores Holdings? So are you talking about buying a Gores Holdings call contract because you believe the shares will go up nicely in value like I do, and you want to make a gain on a call option? If that is what you're thinking, then you're looking to buy to open. That's your first transaction. You're buying to open a position so that you are buying a call option on Gores Holdings for January at least. But which one? You might be buying a $7.50, a $10, a $12.50, or a $15. I don't know which one you're interested in. Each one has a different price. The lower the value of the call, the lower the strike price, the more expensive they are because they are in the money. If you could buy a $15 Gore holding option, you are buying a contract that is basically at the money. The stock's $14.74. I'm rounding it up to $15. You're buying a $15 call option. That option, whatever you're paying for it, is all-time premium only, which you will not get back if the stock is at $15 by January next year. But if the stock is at $25 by January next year, then the call will be worth at least $10. If the stock's at $30, that $15 call will be worth $15. If the stock's at $45 a share, the $15 call option will be worth $30 a share. Times 100 shares, $3,000 a contract. Right now, if the call is they're asking $3 or $4 or $5 for it, that's extremely expensive. It's too much to be paying for a call option of a $15 contract. If you can buy a $12.50 call or a $10 call, you might be way better off. In that, the $10 call is worth right now $4.82 a contract because the stock's at $14.82. Take away the $10 call contract price, $4.82. So the call option value, actual value of that contract is $4.82, but it's not trading at $4.82. It's offered at $5 or $6, something like that or more, time premium on top of that because it's good until next January. People will pay a premium to get that contract because they have all this time on their hands to enjoy an up move on the stock. If you have a $10 call on Gores and the stock goes to $20, that $10 call is worth $10. The difference between 20 stock price and the price of the contract, the exercise price of the contract. It's a $10 call. If you could buy it for $5.50 and it's worth $10, you've almost made double your money. If the stock goes to $30 a share, anytime between now and January, you've got a $20 call contract. You paid $5 something, you've almost made 400% on your money. You just got to wait out. You'll just sell the call for that $2,000 at that time. Once the shares reach that level, you can just sell the call back into the call market And you've got the difference. You now have $2,000 coming back with the $500 having gone out. You're up $1,500. Nice. I hope this works. Hope people are understanding this. I hope I'm not losing you on this. Classes are coming, and it'll be a lot more fun. Bruce, I have short and long calls on SoFi. My $30 July 16 calls are out of the money, to say the least. By my expiration day, should I sell for a loss, sell, let it expire, get the shares? If you're under and out of the money, they will be worthless. You will not exercise it. You will lose everything. If the shares can reach $25, $26, $27 in the next few days, your contract will have a little more value to it, and you should sell it and at least pick up some October's or January calls instead. You've got to get out of these because you're $8 out of the money. The good news, while I've been talking about this, the SoFi is back to 2202, 2204 after having been as low as 2182, but you're still almost $8 out of the money, and you've only got a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, so you're running out of time. You need movement in the next 2 or 3 days, maybe by Monday, Tuesday, latest next week. You need movement to salvage this contract. You're gambling on something way out there, which is pointless. It's just you shouldn't be doing it. You're wasting my time asking me about this. If you know better, you shouldn't be doing it. Free thinker, I did not actually know what this meant until Ape Andy's latest video. Hold on for dear life. Bill Coyne, ace, thumbs ups to you, buddy. Thank you, everybody, for being with me today. We're just about to shut down this show today. Let's see. AB, the cheaper, longer calls might have a lower volume. You're unlikely to get them, especially if the bid-ask gap is huge. The thing about it, too, is before you sell the calls you got, you buy those first. You get those calls at a cheaper price before you sell yours, because if you're wrong, you are selling yours first before you buy those. You could be out to lunch. Rob, ride side by side. What worked for me was to focus on one type of option trade at a time. Focus on to how to buy a call. That's buy to open. Then focus on how to close out a call, sell to close. Then learn how to write calls after that. Go to Bruce's classes. They'll be coming up shortly. They'll be coming up. If you break it down like that, I found it easier to understand than looking all types of options at once. You can short Bitcoin? I have no idea. Free thinker, Uncle Bruce, can you explain what would have happened to someone who wrote to GameStop covered calls February when the stock price was $44? $65 price, expiry 1st of February, March, premium of $350. Okay, so, all right, now I think I'm getting this now. At least I hope I'm getting this. All right, you're asking me what would have happened to somebody who wrote 2 covered calls on GameStop when the stock was trading at $44 way back when. The person wrote 2 $65 strike contracts. Okay. Expiry 1st Friday of March, and they received $350 premium. So they received $700, $350 a share times 200 shares. And had they done nothing, they would have been bought out at 65 for the stock on the excess on the strike price. They would have been bought out for $1,300, $13,000 at that time. Stock was 44. It went up to 65. Went beyond that, they would have been taken out at 65. They already got their 350, but if you combine it all, they would have sold out at 68.50 a share. Had the stock the stock did go up, and as the stock went up, if the stock reached the $60 level, the writer, the person who sold these covered calls, could have at any time prior to that moment, or thereafter, they could have bought these calls back. Now, they may have bought them back at a premium. They may have paid more than what they sold them for. That's the bad news. The good news is that the stock was 44. It's now 60. The stock went up $16 a share. If the calls are up to $10 each, they would have to pay $10 for each call, $1,000 for each call, $2,000 in total to buy back a $700 position, losing $1,300 in money on the call right, but they would be ahead $3,200 on their stock because the stock went from 44 to 60. They could have at that point written new call contracts for, say, $85 or $90, not thinking that the shares would ever, do what they did. On the other hand, if the shares in February had already been to the 400 level and were coming back down, and they wrote at 44, they wrote to 65, and then the shares kept going to 38.50, which they did, they might have been able to buy those call options back at maybe $2. On the other hand, the shares did go up again, didn't they? In January, March, they went back up again. And this is where this individual could have been in a position to buy the calls back for a loss while enjoying the rise in price. Or they didn't do anything. They got taken out. The stock went to the 400 level, 300 level, where it was, and they missed out on the top end of the trade. A volatile stock can do a lot of stuff. But when the stock is $44 and you're writing a $65 call contract and you're bringing in $350, you're bringing in a nice little bit of money on a call that's way out to lunch, way out of the money. But hey, markets move, don't they? And on GameStop, they can move. So you have to be on top of it. But what happened in the end? I don't know whatever happened to this person, free thinker. Is that you? Whatever did you do with it? Whatever ended up with that deal? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Fenville is saying that for those of you who are selling a covered call, I do create Excel document to keep track of the average price, call, premium, cost, fee, commissions, etc., profit and stuff. Love to share with you if you want it. That's a nice offer. A free thinker, a Sitting Bull. My wife is Indigenous Guatemalan and will only watch Ape Andy videos with me in regards to GameStop news. 100% Ape. Jay Smith, Bruce, I have 2,000 shares of SoFi. $22.50 call options for January and 16 call options for $22.50 for January 23. The total value of the option is slightly more than the cost to buy 1,000 more shares. Right on. Well, I would, my advice to you, if you want any, is sit tight and just ride this puppy. Ride this thing to $30 a share. Your contracts will do really well. You might sell out of those at that time, roll them into some additional contracts next summer, and the rest of the money, you'll do whatever you want with it, and away you go. And of course, your stock will be up. Keep the options or sell and buy 1,000 more shares. Keep the options. Keep the options. Yeah, don't do anything right now. That's the second half of that comment. Keep the options. I'd hold on to the calls for a while. I have $15 strikes for January, 20 strikes, and I'm holding them until at least $30. Exactly. You have lots of time. Sit back. Enjoy the run. Sell GameStop. You got the wrong guy. You know that, Uncle B. DM. Freelander outlines is my worst nightmare after holding for 6+ months. Well, like I said, that was then. This is now. We're at $211 a share, and you can write $400 call contracts. You can write $500 call contracts and bring in some nice premiums. But hey, it's up to you what you want to do. Isaiah, options newbie. When can you buy calls? When can you buy calls and it expires in the money? When you buy calls and it expires in the money, your broker forces you to buy? No. So you have to cash the need. No. If you are sitting on calls and they're in the money, you will sell them before they expire for a nice profit. I hope you're getting a profit. If you bought the calls earlier with a high premium, and now the shares are in the money, but the contracts still aren't even trading at what you paid for them because you paid so much for them way back when, you'll sell them for what you get for them, what you can get for them. You're not going to exercise anything, and you'll use that cash and move forward. Geo, Uncle Bruce, would first water ETF be a wise, but I have no idea what that is. I don't follow it. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. I'd love to see the Excel. Thank you, Michael. It was aftermarket movement. Chicago was asleep. I'd love to take a look. Time for some work meetings. Thanks for the show, Uncle Bruce. Oh, you're all welcome. Thank you for being here. We're just about done here. A couple minutes to go. Thanks for watching me. I'll be back today at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Stand by. If you're a member of this channel, always keep an eye on your YouTube account. You never know when a new message will come from me. Any developments happen, I will do a message for members only through this channel. So keep an eye on those as always. SoFi 22.09 now, down 42 cents after having crapped out to 21 $1.82. So it's come back 27 cents already from its low here in the last half hour. GameStop is 210.56. ATIP is 938, up 29 cents today. AMC 5265 down 306. Gores 1477 up 51 cents. 23andMe down a dime to 1162. Fifth Wall up 4 cents to 1150. Vector down 2 cents to 1039. NavSite unchanged. Starboard up a penny. Vanik is up $1.53. Home Depot up $5. This stock has gone from 301 to 312 this last couple of days. IBM down 24 cents. No big whoop there. Dow is up 60 points now. Microsoft up $1.85. Apple up 32. Tesla up 441. Bed Bath & Beyond to 28.56, up 89 cents. BlackBerry up 6 cents to 12.86. Cruise stocks down $2 on Royal Caribbean, 73 cents on Norwegian, 60 cents on Carnival. Amazon up $43 today. Facebook up $1.48 and Google up $1.76 so far today. That's what we have going on. The Dow is up 60, S&P up 15, NASDAQ up 62 points. So we're having an okay day today to add to the gains of yesterday. That's a good sign. GameStop did hit 225 this morning after opening and touching 209. It's now in the 210 neighborhood. This is kind of the low of the day, and we'll see how the shares play out the rest of the day today. Volume on GameStop, 4.7 million. The company raised $1.12 billion of additional cash to put them at about 1.9 billion now on hand. That is excellent cash position to be in. They have got a lot of bullets in their chamber to fire away, and they can really do some serious stuff. So we'll watch for that. I'll be here at 3 o'clock this afternoon for the last hour of the day and then the first hour in the aftermarket. I look forward to seeing you. And thank you guys for all your kind words today, for being with us today. Thank you for those of you who become members today. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. We're trying to build subscribers. Thank you for that. Thank you for the thumbs ups today. That is also helping. And thank you, those of you who made PayPal donations and super chats and super stickers. As always, remember this stuff today. You can buy until the close of midnight tonight. You can buy anything from Uncle Bruce's site, my channels, this channel, and Traveling with Bruce. You can buy any item you want on Redbubble, 20% off until midnight tonight. You have to use it says summer 20 or something like that. There's a code. It'll tell you at the top of the Redbubble page. Go to my Redbubble page, link to it for my channel. Check out the goodies up there, and you get 20% off any items you want across the board. Whether you buy 1, 2, 3, you get 20% off. Way to go. Next day they wake up. Good morning, sir. You were exercised at 65. Here's your 13K. Stock price 128. Sorry about your share count and average cost. It can happen, and we move on. Let's go here. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. See you later. You got it. Until this afternoon, have a great day. Then have a fabulous afternoon. Thank you. Down 100, but they're still up on initial investment. Lose on a potential profit. You know, if you get taken out of 200 shares, you buy 100 back, and now you write a call on the 100. You write a call at $200 a share, bring in big fat premiums, and start building up the stock again because your account is still worth more money than before. GameStop would love to see the Excel spreadsheet as well. Jane Doe, see ya. Thank you guys. We'll catch you this afternoon at 3. Everyone's saying their goodbyes. Take care of Jen. I will. She'll take care of me. She will. And if it squeezes on real levels, we'll regret that choice in the long run. Look, you keep looking for the big payoff. That hasn't happened yet. It's better, but it hasn't happened yet. And in the meantime, you can write, cash in again. Take the money, man. Take the money. Here we go. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. It's all good. Looking forward to seeing you at 3. And let's make some more money. Okay, bye for now, everybody.